Are we on pause now?
Yes.
Okay. No? Senator?
I have to sing up this.
Yeah? Oh, okay.
Good afternoon, distinguished members of the press. We are glad to have you here in the office of Senator Ibrahim Darius Delon. It is 24th day of February 2026. We're here specifically today so the senator can interact with you and engage with the public on specific subject matters, including the recent submission of bill ranging from the claims code establishment onward to formulating and establishing the LPRC as a statutory authority in the Republic of Liberia, and with other major updates that the public will be able to understand the workings of the senator. With that being said, distinguished members of the press, I am now introduce to you the senator, Honorable Senator the Press.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen of the legislative pool, media institutions, accredited to the Senate. And good afternoon, good morning, good day, wherever you are following on the social media. We'd like to welcome all of you to our office. Just two things we want to give update. We submitted two bills, one on last Thursday for the submission to the Senate for consideration to establish a claims court. And today we made another submission of a bill to establish the Liberia Petroleum Refinery Company, LPRC, into statutory existence. And we wanted you to know that, especially regarding the claims court, gets this backing from Article 26 of the Constitution of Liberia. In simple terms, the claims court, when established, will give the opportunity to citizens, individuals, private entities, the venue, constitutional venue to sue government and agents of government for rights abuse. The claims court, as required by the Constitution, Article 26 of the Constitution, will provide and will be the only platform available where citizens and institutions can sue government for rights abuse. Only rights abuse. Your right to live, your right to own property, your right to freedom. Once your rights are abused, there is no court in this republic that grants the right to citizens, the opportunity to citizens to sue government and agents of government acting on behalf of government when rights are abused. So the Constitution, Article 26, provides that platform and that avenue to you, the citizens, to check government's excesses, especially when it comes to rights abuse. Regarding the LPRC, we submitted today for consideration of the Senate, and I believe we have support of our colleagues to add LPRC into law. LPRC as an institution has been operating on articles of incorporation since 1978. There is no provision of any law that gives the governance structure of LPRC, and no provision of any law that authorizes the president of Liberia, whether it's Joseph Nima Boakai today, whether it was Ellen Johnson Sirleaf yesterday, or George Weah, or whether it was President Samuel Doe. There is no law that ought to give authority to the president of Liberia to appoint people at LPRC. So we want to give a statutory existence to LPRC in keeping with the provision of Article 89 of the Constitution that grants authority to the legislature to enact additional agencies and commissions, public agencies and commissions, and gave them the governance structure. So we want to do that. We believe that our police will support those two laws, those two bills for passage. And I will be working along with my colleagues in the House of Representatives so we can lift the statute of limitation bill that put on the floor and was passed by the Senate in July of last year. Is before the House of Representatives for concurrence. I just wanted to brief on all these and then we can open up for question and answer.
Thank you, Senator. So we'll take the first three questions and then we'll proceed. Yes, please, Nelson.
Yeah, I'm Nelson from Spoon. So, Senator, my concern has to do firstly with the LPRC. The push now to take it to statutorily establish it instead of just article of incorporation. What is the LPRC going to do differently under this new arrangement that you're pushing for? Is it going to change anything that the LPRC has been doing in the past?
So we'll also be looking at the authority of LPRC to be regulator of the downstream sector of the oil and gas sector, and whether they will remain as regulator and just or as the entity of government responsible to ensure all the other functions that they have been exercising. We have the LPRA, which regulates the upstream sector of the gas sector, like they regulate NOCA. LPRC right now is the regulator, the licensor, and LPRC is doing commercial importation, LPRC doing retail and all that stuff. So we want to put all of those into proper perspective so that LPRC can have a specific defined statutory function with their governance structure as to who can be appointed, what authority can appoint who at LPRC. This is all part of the reform of the arrest agenda to give this country a systemic structure that the country can be proud of going forward so that one entity can have all these duplications of functions and power only assigned by a statutory act. And normally when you're operating under an articles of incorporation by law, you are existing under the Business Association Law of Liberia. That makes you a private public business entity that must register with your business registration every year. I'm not even sure the last time LPRC did a business registration operating and rely only on articles of incorporation. We need to set these things straight for reform purposes.
So my name is Blamoto from Liberian Investigative Newspaper. A few time ago, your colleague, Senator Abachi, also raised the issue about giving the statutory mandate to LPRC.
Yeah.
And you're also taking similar path as proposing a bill. Is there any collaboration between you and your colleague?
Yes, indeed. Senator Abachi is also a member of the Judiciary Committee, and these bills will be before the Judiciary Committee. I just told you that this bill has some very popular support with the Senate, and I'm sure the House and even LPRC as an institution, I believe, will welcome this so that we can structure this government institution properly. And then we can find a means by which they will be required by law to contribute to the national budget.
Okay. Yeah, Senator, since the introduction of this bill, talking about for the establishment of the claims court,
Yeah.
there has been concern in the public that we already have so many courts established in the country. We have the debt court, we have several courts across the country. How is this claim court different from the courts we already have established in Liberia?
You have a duty, all of you, and all of us. Look, civics must really be reintroduced in our schools. And as a member of the Committee on Education in the Senate, we are engaging with the Ministry of Education to reintroduce civics back in our school. and maybe I'm running too fast, but we got about 10 schools already set up under the Ministry of Education, beginning with Monterado, that service will be reintroduced into by September this year. The academic year that will start in September this year, they will begin with 10 schools. Why 10 schools? I'm still yet to wonder, but at least it will be a beginning now. The reason I'm drawing all of that to come to the question is because sometimes if we understand these basic things, we won't argue. Nelson, the criminal code A, B, C, D, and even E that has to do with rape, D has to do with armed robbery, A has to do with capital offenses, especially like treason, murder, rape, anything that is especially not bailable. Those are criminal codes to which only the government can sue, because crimes are committed against the state, even if the person, the individual citizen, is the victim of that criminal act. Only the government can prosecute for crimes. So crimes are committed against the state, but it is the government and agents of government anywhere in the world that will normally carry on rights, fundamental rights abuse. There is no way when somebody owes you debt, there's a debt code. Debt is a legal commercial transaction between two parties or more. It is not a fundamental rights violation. Let me break it up. If a police officer unfortunately used government bullet and shot a citizen to death, and that death is deemed to be also of order, they discharge that police officer, they take him to court, they charge him with manslaughter or murder. The court may find that police officer guilty. The police officer goes to jail. The body that was killed is buried. Everybody go home. The right to live that government bullet took away, the family has a right to press claims charges. And the only place that charge or that claim can be done in keeping with the Constitution is in the claims code. If you read Article 26, it says such claims for rights, RIGHTS, not the RRCE. The only place the claims for rights can originate is in the claims court, and appeal therefrom go to the Supreme Court. You can't take that kind of rights claim to criminal code A. You, the citizen, don't have any platform where you can sue government or sue agents of government, even like me acting in my road. A government wanted to clear up a road. A government demolish your property. Your right to property has been violated by government. Where do you sue government? It is the claims court as required by Article 26 of the Constitution. No citizen, no organization, no non-citizen can sue government on rights issue.
Is it that
you can carry government to court? A government or your business entity, that issue is not a rights issue. It's not a rights issue, it's a business transaction. You defender, you transact that business with government, and government pay you, you take government to court. A debt issue of debt. Citizen and business ordinary. But when government acts in a way that violates your fundamental rights, in order to get compensation or to correct government, you have a platform to go through, and that platform is required under Article 26. And so you put this bill on the floor on last Thursday. We have gotten a lot of calls from serious lawyers and judges in this country, hailing our effort and I wanted to name this bill in honor of one Professor Augustus Jones. He has advocated for the establishment of the claims court for years, with deaf ears. The 1986 Constitution made it a compelling action that we must take as the country to provide an opportunity and a legal platform where citizens and institutions, private institutions, can sue government for rights issues, right violation. There is nowhere else that you have a citizen to sue us when we violate your rights.
Yeah, finally from my end, Senator, does that mean that all other rights and claims that issues that citizens have raised against the government, taking the government to court on in time past, does that mean that the court
upon establishment of the court?
No, I mean now that the court is yet to be established,
yeah,
does that mean that previous actions have been illegitimate?
Where do you go? Where's the platform? Where have you heard that a citizen sue government for violating their rights? There is no platform, and that platform is authorized by Article 26 of the Constitution. Government in and out, time and again, have refused to either open this Constitution to the provision or deliberately closing it on you. And maybe because you don't know, so you don't know that you have some authority in the Constitution to demand your lawmakers to establish this court. And that is why the grace and the courage is there. So if I violate people's fundamental rights as an agent of government, those persons or that person now will have the platform to sue government for rights, claims where people can be justly compensated. It happens around the world, only in abroad where you don't have claims court to seek justice for rights violation. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So money is empty.
Let's take the
Thank you. I'm Kemazina from Prime FM. So I want to know, what is a guarantee if the court is established that citizens will have the full, maybe they'll have the guarantee that if they sue a government officials, they're going to win that case?
The law is there. The law will be there. Let's do the court. Even if we bar in the government, there will not always be bar people. Let the institution be there. But I believe with the establishment of the court, citizens will have the right to test the law and benefit from the law. Sue government. It will help to mitigate and alleviate government excesses on rights abuse. I am a senior member of the government, and we have the courage to do this. It says a lot about our courage to do the right thing as a government, especially this rescue government, to leave legacy for our country and our people, to have a platform where you can seek redress for rights abuse.
Okay.
Yeah. So my name is Yamti Tukwa, work for OKFM. Well, I was just reading a publication done by the analysts in 2020,
Okay.
and there was this group they call the Kabila, the management of Kabila. They've been advocating for the claims court,
Okay.
but then they made reference to an action taken by the House of Representatives somewhere in 2012,
Okay.
and that action was introduced at the claims court.
Mm.
But then they say it was introduced by former Representative Jeff Barrett Brown.
Okay.
But then the House passed the instrument on April 22, 2012, and then on March 26, 2013, the House of Representatives passed that claim code, and then they sent it to the Senate
Okay.
for concurrence. And that bill had been in the Senate committee room, and since then that group had been staging a protest somewhere around 2020 to ensure that the Senate can concur with
Since 2012?
since 2012.
Okay.
So whether have you been able to come across such, whether did you do due diligence to ensure that whatever you are proffering doesn't come in conflict with whether it has been introduced here at the legislature?
2012, I'm just hearing that. If it is in the committee, if it is before the Senate, we can also do what they call consolidation. It's not about credit taking, it's about something being done. If the House passed it in 2012, just imagine 2012, I would not even near the Capitol building when it comes to election, right? 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, one government finished. A whole new government came and passed, right? So if it is before, that means it was before the 53rd legislature. We are in the 55th legislature, okay? So the bill goes to the committee. We'll do all our due diligence sessions. And if it is a bill that is before the committee from 2012, we can look at it and do some inclusion and subtraction, but the bill, the court must be established. And in fact, if not Thursday, which is day after tomorrow, Tuesday of next week, I'm submitting a bill to amend 17 of the revised code of law of Liberia, known as the judiciary law of 1972. You know what we're doing? We want to amend the jurisdictional authority of Criminal Code D to include that of the prosecution for drug and drug-related cases. So that Criminal Code D, we don't want to be sitting down waiting for armed robbery cases. There will be basic prosecuting drug and drug-related cases, especially, to vest the Criminal Code D with that jurisdiction. I'm taking these actions to show the manifest concrete will of this administration with Joseph Newman Boaga and the rest of the government for us to do these things and demonstrate concrete action. We want a special court that will prosecute drug and drug-related cases. So we'll be submitting yet another bill on the floor for that. Right now, you carry drug-related cases to the court, Code A, Code B, all those dockets are crowded out looking for other cases that were there before. You want one court established for that. And just before you guys leave, you need to either be reminded, and the Judiciary Committee will be holding a public hearing tomorrow on a lot of bills, including some of these. You need to be reminded that the President pro tempore of the Senate, in conjunction with Senator Joseph Jala of Lofa, Senator Nyombi Kanga Lawrence and Joseph Jala jointly sponsored and submitted the bill to establish the fast-track anti-corruption court since November last year. The Judiciary Committee of the Senate will be reviewing those bills tomorrow in a working session in a public hearing beginning at 1 o'clock tomorrow. This session, before we close, we want to pass on a lot of meaningful governance acts and send it to the House for consideration for concurrence. So I want to thank you. If there is no further question, God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, members of the press, and we look forward.
Good morning, good morning. This is a pleasant good morning and welcome to this live broadcast. We are here at the Freeport of Monrovia, the headquarters of the National Port Authority, where His Excellency the President is first. The country. These donations are we are sorry for the breaking transmission. I guess that's because we are deep within a warehouse, but we are doing our best to bring you up to speed.
You have to go back on the camera for the kids. Go. Gives me great comfort to see it's treating the celebrations. Excellent. It's great. We can see, I know you've got it. That's all I need to see.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very, very much. And how do you get these out?
Bishop Hawkins asking questions about how these items leave the shelves, how they get to Liberians, who they are intended for, and that is explained by those responsible here. There are a couple of items, different items. We're sorry that we cannot go in, way in between these shelves to show individual items, as that would cause the signal to cut off.
Because this has been held.
You come on the screen. You can't come on the screen. Come on the screen so people can see you.
I said I know Mars was out with it for you. I was about to come when you show up. Seriously, I was doing something. I want to play the second video.
I mean, when you come on the screen, that somebody see you, that at least they will join the show, but
Oh, really?
yeah, at least show fair that you go back. Then somebody, but you just, you know,
So this
you know.
time, hey guys, how are you doing? Namaste.
I only here for you to see my birthday song so I can go back to sleep.
Right.
Yeah,
Today's
that all brought me.
Absolutely. So today Mars' birthday, y'all. Welcome you guys. George, you better come on, come with us and I enjoy ourselves. There's nothing you can say here to stop the enjoyment.
Yeah.
So welcome you guys. Thank you for always, waiting for us. When we were late today, I had to be chasing my son to take a shower. I'm sorry. So that's why I had to play that second video, because he doesn't want to take a shower. He told me he took a shower a day ago, 2 days. No, he said yesterday. I took a shower yesterday. I said, yeah, well, it's today. Saying that, I said, you take shower every day, so we have to do that every night. So sorry, y'all.
American children in there, what's up?
He loves to swim though, but he doesn't like to take shower.
Yeah, they know. I won't forget it.
He got that.
They're
I think he got that from his.
not here alone. They're not here alone. All of them, most of them looking.
He got that from his Niji grandma.
Oh.
That's the process side to it. He loves water. So but he doesn't not scrubbing himself. He loves to go make the dirt to come on his skin. Go, Morris.
American children. Then that man alone. I have most of them looking. I want just
Yeah.
easy.
You know how when they get in the pool and the dirt be all that skin, but they go scrub themselves? Uh-uh. I said, boy, get out of here. Go scrub yourself. But anyway, we always running around. And then when I want to grab him and put him in the shower, he want me to see him. He's 11 now. He's a big boy. He'll take the towel and cover himself. Mommy, come out. I said, okay, fine. But scrub yourself. But yeah, that's what I was chasing him doing.
See the world is changing. He's 11-year-old telling you you can't say by in front of you.
No, not anymore. This child used to come, Morris. I know we do a little freestyle here for us guys. When he was like a couple of years old, like 2, 3, my son, he used to come and pull his pull-ups down on his butt itching for me to scratch a butt for him. And people would be laughing at him. He said, look at mama's boy. He'll come. 5-year-old, he still used to come, mommy, and then he'll put his pins down. He said, I'm gonna scratch it. I said, you got nails. So and the guy that telling me now to get out. He's trying to take a shower. How?
And the man that's telling you now, he can't say by in front of you.
It's so funny. Well, yeah, he's growing. So, yeah. So, there was a lot of, court thing going on today in the country, Morris. A lot. I don't know. George, you need to come up here. Don't be in the comment section because George told us that this court ruling today was going to be the other way around. There's a lot of, I don't know how she said it was a lot of awful day for CDC today, or it was a good day for Liberia. I don't know, but I know it was a lot of rulings. Or should I say 2? No, other rulings were there too. With the Cloud Hope, something that when the assets recovery,
The Samoa issue.
Yeah, with the Summit Tour document code proceeding to with the criminal code C. All that one there today. So yeah. So hey Edwin, how are you? So today the Cloud Hope Foundation announced that they are going to the Supreme Court. And I'm confused, Morris. I'm really, really confused, right? You said these people were not doing it right. Guys, please share the show. According to George, then, they say they are requesting document illegally. I don't know what that means, right? The government or as a group that the president gave, executive order to go after anything that they feel, with any investigation they need to get or go after. And then they're asking you for kind of like audit, right? They're asking you for paperwork to something your entity you're running or business or whatever, and then you telling them that they should go and find the paper themselves because they accuse you of something. No, they did not accuse you of anything. They want to know the dealing and the day-to-day activity financially of that entity because you are not just a private citizen, even if you were, right? And then you say, oh, they're doing it wrongly. How can you ask somebody, accuse somebody, and you say, oh, and then you're telling them to produce evidence against themselves to incriminate themselves. So why would it incriminate them, Morris, according to them? If you're not doing anything wrong according to you, why should anything you produce incriminate you? So now they're saying that this ruling was going to be the other way around, that the court was going to say the assets recovery team was wrong and this, that, and fortunately or unfortunately for them, it did not happen that way. Now they say they are running to the Supreme Court. Why are they going to the Supreme Court, Morris? This is just a document they are asking for. What are you hiding at this point? That's my concern right there. So you can come in.
Look, the first thing is that when you take over the governance system of the country, there are things that you do, you're not doing it because you want to do it, you are compelled to do it. And a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people know this, but they pretend not to know. Because before I even come to the whole Cloud Foundation issue, because when you take over as a president or as a government of the country, it's like you are the, let's say you are the judge, and the decision is for you to, maybe you're the president for the country. The judge said you should be prosecuted. You have no option in that case. You have no option. It's like the legislature passed something. As a president, there are a lot of, as a president, you have to sign. When you're president, you have to develop the country. And in developing that country, if people have to get injured, you have to do it. You're not doing it because you want people to get injured. If somebody house has to be broken down or demolished, you're not doing it because you're happy, because you have to do it. I remember when I came to America, nearly, I think the time Obama, something, I know, someone I've seen the part, they got somebody come, man, now you're president in that country, Obama not correct, he signed a gay something, I said Obama signed it. Let's say, yeah. So the point I'm making is that the government came to power to fight corruption, and it has to do it. The government is compelled to do it, except they want to play laissez-faire. They don't care. But any government that care, when it comes to power, they will try to to get back the stolen property from the government and from the country. So I think that's just what the government is doing. Clear, it's not just ordinary citizens are doing a private business and so the government want to go after. No. Claire is the wife of the president. Not only that, but Claire own say, he said, my president, my husband can go outside. My husband can go outside and go lobby for the foundation. Claire Foundation got money from the budget. By the time we have became president, people make no. Yeah. By the time we have became president, they start taking. But the first time, if I'm not mistaken, I can be corrected on this. But I think the first time for budget to come for the first lady project or whatsoever. So the government trying to inquire how you got this money, whether the money that was taken from the government budget, whether it was spent for the internal purpose. How do you got the money? Just go and prove it. Just go. Just show the document to prove. That's all. What's the big deal? You went to the lower court. The lower court said no. Then people got the right to ask you. The case can be. People got the right. Then you say no. You will take flight to the Supreme Court. Okay. Maybe when you go to the Supreme Court will demand you to show document. So let's see what happened. But I don't understand. And they are making one of the lawyers was quoting that the Constitution, blah blah blah, says private citizens have the right to own property and this and that. But Claire is not just private citizen.
Private, just
like you may see it out, yeah. The government have not gone after any private citizen that has no connection with government. There are a lot of business. There are a lot of people that are doing business like doing a private business. You ever see government go after them?
But I think
no, I don't think so.
I don't know what that lawyer was saying, or I don't know how it's worked, but even a private citizen doing business, if they're doing something wrong, the government has the right to go and audit them, right? In whatever wrongdoing, there's something they can ask them to produce documentations, to look into whatever it is that they're doing wrong, if it's against the law, right, in the country. They can do that through auditing or whatever. So, but this is not the same because this lady never had any foundation in Liberia before her husband became president.
Never.
The citizen claims she had one. I guess it was in Zootopia or in Jamaica or in a dollar store she was running here, but it wasn't in Liberia.
How many times she used to visit Liberia before she would get something Liberia?
I do not know her, and I did not know her husband like that, so I don't know that for a fact. But I know for a fact that she did not have a foundation in Liberia before her husband. She, like you said, how many times she had visited? I don't think she ever stayed in Liberia a month or so, like people would say, more than a month or two or whatever. before she will have a foundation there. So after your husband became president, you came to inherit the first lady title, which is all gravy. That's your husband, right? But then you started getting money from the budget. And then you establish an organization. And then you say you go out, or your husband goes out and gets fundings for these things, right? Well, as what? The president of Liberia or the first lady of Liberia? That is using the country's money. That is not your private something. And then after your husband got left office, you decided to keep it as your private organization. So I think that's what the government wants to know, whether this is really for you privately or if for the country, or it should be for the government. Instead of you calling it a private, your private something, if you use the country names to lobby to get this money, or if the budget, the money that are being given to you through the budget or whatever means, if any of these money, country's money were being given for this, then it's not your private organization. And so I don't know what the big deal is. Maybe they're lying that it is not hers and she doesn't want to something like it. But I don't know if it's hers. If it's for the government, her name can stay on there. There's nothing wrong with that, because if that was her initiative, or she created that part of it, like first ladies here will, will have some kind of project or some kind of thing that they're doing and put that name on it, right? But to say it is mine, I think that's what the problem is. That's what the problem is. So, for you to not want to show any documentation, for you to be going to a Supreme Court to block that. So how you then talking about the assets recovery thing should be they want to find their own, to get document on their own. How are they supposed to get document on their own? Like, are they even making any sense? And they're trying to make this out of a ordinary case or ordinary person suing a person. Oh, if you say the brother approved lies on the day, the brother, everybody not become lawyer in our country. Morris, like, equating this to like an ordinary case. This is an assets recovery team. It's not it's a government established something to go after. Things like that. They don't have the paperwork to that place in a purse or in a drawer or in a liquor cover. They don't have it there. You have it. So they have the right to ask you to produce it. It's not asking you to incriminate yourself. If you got something criminal in there, yeah, then you will incriminate yourself, which you shouldn't have in it. But it shouldn't be a big deal. If you are doing something, if this is yours according to what you said, it shouldn't be any problem. Then you run into the Supreme Court under that now. Now you got everybody raising their eyebrow like, now what are you trying to hide now? What's going on? And he's trying to make it about legal, it's not legal. Who told you that?
But the first thing is that the asset recovery team is a recognized entity by the government. They are not accusing you. The reason why this the primary reason for the formation of this whole entity, they call it asset recovery team, is to bring out all the stolen or suspected stolen money from the government. So they have the right to say, look, what you get, we're not satisfied. They're not accusing you. They only say what you get, we want to know how you were able to acquire this property. They have that mandate to do that, to ask you that question, to come and bring evidences to prove that how you got it. That's all they want to know. The asset recovery team is not accusing anybody. They only saying that, look, Mr. X, this thing you get, we want to know how you got it. Come and prove to us how you got. Come and show us how you got it. They're not accusing you. So the people that are preaching this, burden of proof, no, that's burden of proof. Not in that case. We're not lawyers. We are not lawyers, but we can read and we can understand. We have the fair understanding of things. So They're not accusing you. They're not saying you steal. They are only saying, look, come and prove. We want to know. Just come and show how you got this thing. That's all. So for you to say they should prove, no, not in that case. And not in that case at all. You know, so I mean, but again, they will make this argument. And they say, I listened to the lawyer or something, and they were talking about, oh, president, the first lady in all the countries have project. This and that. Yes, we know that. We know that other countries first lady got project, but how? It's different. In your country, the budget coming from the money that the first lady project coming from the budget, that taxpayer money. That's what make it different. I don't know other country, but let's limit it to our own country. In our country, the money coming from the taxpayers, the money coming from the national budget. The president of the country go outside and lobby. And as a president, he president. As long as the president, right now, we can go outside and do anything. Nobody that's his business. But when you president, anywhere you go, you president. Even if somebody gave you something, they give it to you as a president. So the asset recovery team is saying, come and tell us how you acquire this property. That's all. So they don't have to prove anything. You come and show how you got it. That's all. If it is convincing to the law, to the court to say, yeah, this person got this thing, but through legal means, you're good to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Welcome, Emmanuel. Can you hear me?
Yes, I heard you. I'm trying to get off mute. Thank you.
Yeah, so I don't know if you were watching us from the back, but we're talking about the ruling today from the court. Should say standing by the assets recovery team to subpoena documentations from the Clive Weir Foundation, and now they're saying that they're going to Supreme Court and all of that.
Okay, thank you. Good evening to everybody. Anything that will make our bro better is welcoming. If that's what the law supports, that go with it. That's the law we got. Until you change it, you out of it. Bye-bye. For me, that's how I see it. Anybody that overlook the law, then you're not a patriotic citizen. If you don't like the law, change the law. Until the law changes, you have to abide by it. That's why when the Supreme Court issued a statement on two things in Liberia and the government did not obey, I said the government was wrong. So any other person, anybody who does not respect the law, you are wrong. Until you change the law, yeah, bye-bye. If that's what Liberian law says, then let it live for it until it change. So I'm not against it, I support it. I'm not going to be like,
go ahead.
I'm not going to be one-sided who will respect the law. If you or you then when you're against you, then you be against it. I don't want to play that. The very thing is the law. Let it go by it. Simple as that.
So, well, what we're saying is that if they told them that it is allowed or it's legal, they were saying it wasn't, but then now they're talking about running to the Supreme Court. Does that make you wonder what are they hiding, or like, well, that's me at this point, right? I'm like, okay, so what's up with all of the backflip and stuff like that? Why can't you just give these documentations that they are requesting for? You don't have anything to hide. But when they court rule, you say you go to the Supreme Courts and all of that. Doesn't that make people to wonder like that they're hiding something, or what are they hiding, that they'll be going through that hoop to make sure that the courts stop the assets recovery team from obtaining any documentations from them?
It's not wrong. Like I said, it's the law. That's what and the law requires that you shouldn't provide evidence against yourself if that is their point. That is the point of argument. The law says you shouldn't provide argument, document against yourself. If I say you steal, and I'm taking you to court, I should tell you I should be able to tell the court what you stole from me. against the the person stole my camera, but let it bring the camera and let it get to see whether the camera was that lost among the cameras. You have to prove it that I first stole camera from you before you asked me to provide what I got. So everything is the law, like I said. So if you follow the law, if the lower court is making mistake, you go to the upper court to correct the upper court, and to correct the lower court. If the upper court said no, the lower court is not wrong, then you continue. But every time there's a case, you use all the remedy under the law. Just follow the law, like I said, until the law changes, you got to live by it. So if the people decide to go to the Supreme Court because they feel they put downstairs making the wrong steps, go ahead. Technicality sometimes cause you to lose case and also cause you to win cases. So
So, was there any time that the access recovery team said that they stole something?
every asset recovery has issue with the foundation, how they got it found. So what is the information that they have for which they were inviting them? The people expect them to show it. But like I said, it's the case. I mean, it's the law. They're all playing the law. They're all playing with the law. Asset recovery using the law. The people also using the law. So
aren't we taking their whole providing evidence against your stuff a little different in their whole case here? Because if a government is trying to investigate something or order something, and then you said that because they feel like they found something wrong doing, so that means they should provide evidence. I mean, aren't we taking it a little different from a normal case that, like you talk about somebody say you stole from me, then you say that person's supposed to provide burden of proof. The person's supposed to aren't we reading into this? I mean, we are not lawyer. I'm not something, but from what people are saying here in the government auditing or going after trying to investigate into somebody, the government's supposed to be the one to prove that when they're trying to investigate an entity or organization, there's supposed to be somebody to prove something to the court in order to do that. Or
if I came out tomorrow and say Mo Ali steal, I should be able to prove that Mo Ali actually stole.
You're an individual that accusing Mo Ali of stealing something. You're not the government.
Hear me. I'm quoting the law. I'm not quoting sentiment. The law says if anybody accuses you,
I'm not talking about sentiment. I'm trying to understand what the law really says about this.
I mean, the law says anybody who accuses you, they say whether the government accuses you. They say anyone who accuses, they did not say whether that the government or that individual. They say anyone who accuses should provide the proof. So whether that is the government or it's an individual, anybody who accuses should be able to provide the evidence. That's what the law says. So if the people feel, according to the law, that they are being asked to provide evidence against themselves, and that's why they go to the Supreme Court, then they let go. If you go to the Supreme Court will interpret it for them to say no, that's not what you're supposed to do, then you go ahead. That's what I'm saying.
So we're not using a lawyer now, we're going by their feelings. Okay. But Maurice, you want to come in?
No, listen. You don't understand me. I said if they go to the Supreme Court, because they're seeking interpretation, anything that goes to the Supreme Court is seeking interpretation. So if they feel that the law is going against them wrongly, they can go to the Supreme Court to ask for the clarity. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they are right, but everything that goes to the Supreme Court is seeking clarity. That's why they go to the Supreme Court. Anything that goes to the Supreme Court is to seek clarity on the rights, on the Constitution, on the law. So if they feel this asset recovery team is going wrong, let them go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court say, "Oh no, you are wrong. Asset recovery is right." And submit to the same thing here. You went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court say, "No, go back to the lower court and you continue the case." So let the Supreme Court interpret it. That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't be considered right when it's for us or considered wrong when it's against us. Let the court take the position. Let the Supreme Court speak on it. That's what I say.
So, first of all, this is not about anybody. This is about everybody in Liberia. Because if somebody solicited money from the government, that affects every Liberian. It got nothing to do with us and not us. That is Liberia, the country. Morris.
Yeah.
You think that the Supreme Court is being misused in Liberia right now with all of these little things that are supposed to happen from the lower, courts, And then everybody, because they're trying to hide something, they're running. They want to go to the Supreme Court. They want to go to the Supreme Court.
You know, the thing here is that I don't blame them for taking flight to the Supreme Court because it's like when you're drowning, even razor blade, you see razor blade, you want to catch it. You want to catch on the razor blade. So I don't blame them. I could have done the same thing too if I were in the shoe. But let's look at it this way, right? The first thing, the formation of the asset recovery team. Look, because you see the Constitution is so powerful, and the framework of the Constitution got wisdom. That's why they know that everything will not be in the Constitution. So they give the president executive power. They give the president, executive power to do certain things. Also, the Constitution, they call it executive power. Now, the reason why executive power, sometimes it lasts a year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. It only lasts for a year. After that, you do another executive order. I think most countries got that executive, that presidential executive order. You remember when Trump took over, he was just signing. He was just signing. So the first thing, the asset recovery thing is legit. It's a legal entity. And the primary objective of the asset recovery is to recover stolen property or perceived stolen properties. The asset recovery team can say, look, what you get, we want to know how you get it. They are not accusing you. They are not saying you stole. They are not taking you to court to say, you know what, we're prosecuting you. No. That is different from LECC. When LECC have done their editing, everything, the AC, this. In this case, they only saying that, look, why you get, we want to know how you got this property. Show proof. Give us some things. How you got it. That's all. Right? That's all that's all they're asking. And you see the issue of, you cannot show evidence, you cannot prove, evidence against yourself. These are all things that can be debatable. It can be argued because the law can be interpreted differently. During the time of Gloria Musu Scott, you know what they say? They say she was charged for circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence means simply you're in the house, something lost in the house. The fact that you were in the house, they didn't lost, they hold you responsible. In law, they call that circumstantial evidence. Not that they see you stealing it, but just the mere fact that you were in the house and they didn't lost. So they say you the one. It's possible that you the one must have stolen that thing. So the law can be interpreted differently. So, I mean, it's a good thing. We live in a democratic country. Let them go to the court. Let them go to the Supreme Court. And they are saying that, you can't prove, you can't show evidence against yourself. At the same time, you cannot question a private citizen how to acquire their property. So they're making so many cases. Yeah, it's not only you can't show, you cannot prove. So if you accuse me of me being rude, I can prove it. I have the right to say, you know what, I'm not rude. These are the evidence to prove that I'm not rude.
Exactly.
Right? I can say these are the evidences to prove that I'm not rude. I will not say, oh no. But again, we live in a free society. Let them go to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will argue. They will decide what's the case. But it just shows that there is some sinister motive. There's some ulterior motive why they're taking flight to the Supreme Court. Mr. David, brother David, how are you?
Hey, Mr. David, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So yeah, I don't know. Well, you're paying attention to Trump, so I don't know if you were listening to us, but we're back again. Well, watch you still at the union. We're back again on the whole Cloudweed thing. To do the court, and I think you probably know about what I'm talking about because you be sending me more than 10,000 videos in a day. But I'm rooting for the court today, and so we were something into that. And like Martin said earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
The assets recovery thing is to go after stolen properties, right? And I can say the evidence here is that Clyde Weir was the first lady of Liberia, right? Clyde Weir was giving money in the budget as a first lady, right?
Yeah.
What did she do with those monies? Then now that she have a foundation saying that her own foundation, she went on her own, which we know she did not have any before she became first lady, right? She went on her own, and the people just having the love she and her husband because it was George Weah and Clyde Weah, they gave her money. Okay, that alone is something for the government to want to look into. Then what did you do to the money that were being given to you? The headstone never came. You know, other things never happened. Now you have a whole foundation saying that it's your own personal thing. And people telling us that the assets recovery team don't have any right to ask them because they burden approved lives on it. Like, how the assets recovery team supposed to have a day-to-day of whole foundation, something in their caucus or in their drawer? No, it doesn't work like that. The fact that she was the first lady and she was being given taxpayer money, and now she's talking about she owns something personally, is worth looking into. That's nothing for you to say. She said all of her personal things. Okay, let's see the documentation that is your personally. How is that asking somebody to incriminate themselves?
The first thing, the whole case, I don't know how sedition looking at it, but in Liberia, they always say that everybody in Liberia fight for their own devil. So the sedition are fighting for their own devil, which is Clyde Weir. But don't look at it the other way. The chairman didn't speak legal talk. He spoke real talk. The chairman was giving us information way back. You can remember what I think? Chairman Modiba? These are some of Chairman Modiba's statements, the end of Chairman Modiba's statement. He was telling all the sedition, the official, the top official, the president, the other people, they are collecting money, they bring it and use it on their own. So Modiba said it, then they say, Mama, don't just say that legal talk. But remember that George Weah never speak to that man until that man left office.
Of course.
So Modiba called the case. Right there. That George Weah go out, he's solicitating money on behalf of the country. He come by, he ain't well using it on their own. Don't look at President Tubman. Did her wife do the same thing? No. She built other infrastructure, but she never put it on her. Even though her name on it, but it was for the government.
Absolutely. You can put your name on it.
Yeah, she never say my private. The medical center at JFK, and when I was something in that nursing department, what he said, it honor her name. She the one established it.
It was a TMINA.
The TMINA, like the foundation there. And look at the sports stadium too. Antoinette Thomas Stadium. That whole stadium too. Is government. She never say, I will put it on my own, like my sports stadium here, or like my medical facility here, the POB. No. If Clyde Weir had only say the institution will be called Clyde Marie Weir Foundation, but a government, nobody will ask a question today.
No.
Nobody gonna ask a question. But it's probably, let's say, they are using, I'm telling you, me and let you talk straightforward. Clyde Weir Group, they are using A1 technology to brainwash the Liberian people to say, you see your children in the school, your children in the school, when the school closed down, I'm in the my pong and the children in there.
But nobody's gonna close it down. That's not what it's saying.
What I'm just saying, children from Bon and they're not there. It only to special locations.
It doesn't matter if Bon and the children there.
Yeah, my Bon and the children are not there. So she only paid for a certain group of children. She didn't pay the Jahal again. You look at the sport something job we are doing moreover. And not built in Bon County. I will not support it. Someone will not build in Bon County.
Let's not just let's not have something in the conversation because I was
So
about to ask
I'm
you.
not saying we're spoiling the conversation, but that Cloud Maria Foundation, bon on est sur une part de Nima candidate not part of it. In fact, the 15 candidate, 14 candidate not part of it. So they will not be using A1 on 11 people and say your children then they are fight. Then our other two level women go stand there too, madam. Your former president, she go stand there to come because she hate Joe Braga. They think she ain't want to do Joe Braga doing it. So she hate Joe Braga. She go stand there to go say and the foundation, a good foundation. When you need a foundation, a good foundation.
But the former president's defense, she said that it's a nice place, but
What you go do there at the time?
Yeah, listen now. But she support the questioning, the into the fundings and all of that. She never said anything was wrong with that. She just said she supported. She said it's a reason for them to do that. She said, but it's a good place. So the person who said that, like Brentford should be grateful, so that American, it wasn't Ellen Johnson study. The American, the one said that he was supposed to go see the assets recovery team and blah blah blah. Where. So you picking for that for nothing.
So all of them, that her son. So the Cloud Maria Foundation is to get every receipt, every penny. The first thing here is the group are working ahead of them. They're behind. The asset recovery working ahead of them and they're behind. Because the asset recovery are always subpoena the group there that they get a contract there to bring all that receipt and a document. How they get their money to do all those projects around our school. The only thing Claire can do to relinquish your power to that group, to tell the government, their foundation is for the government for private. But I bet you, Amy, if Claire will survive there's something, that foundation is going to be private, everybody's going to start paying school fees. You're not paying school fees, you'll not go there. That's all she's waiting for.
Yeah, but the thing about that is that she's nobody's trying to close the school down or the foundation down. But she taking it to be her personal property and giving taxpayer money. That's what the concern is coming from, and they want to see how she fund this on her own and without the Liberians government money and all of that. And I don't see anything that the assets recovery is accusing, and they gotta prove that they gotta prove by everybody, like something. It's not the same, but everybody's trying to put this into the law and to say, oh, that's what the law said, and to me, that's not what the law says about that. This is a government entity going after somebody. Then I mean, we shouldn't be asking the government to be talking about people, so many corruption and all the money and everything. They should be not fire people and say, oh, they are investigating into this and they asking for all of that. People should just say, oh yeah, this is mine, and that's it. Just you should prove it, But I don't see anything wrong with But anyway, everybody has their own opinion on that. But I don't think that's what the Lord is talking about, proving something with this. Emmanuel, you got something else to say on that?
Yeah, when Mr. Kasama was speaking, he said everything was going to be in the Constitution. That's why they gave the president power to act on things that are not in the Constitution. No, that's not what he said. That's not what that executive order power is given to the president. The executive power that is given to the president is temporary to make things work faster. Because if maybe you go through the Senate or the House of Representatives, sometimes it takes a long time. Executive order is something that will speed up the thing. It's not the executive order should not act. It cannot be honored when it's not in the Constitution. When it's not constitutional, it will not be honored. It will not be accepted to survive. So it's not that the president should do things that are not in the Constitution. No, that's not what it says. It's intended to speed up the president's agenda and other stuff that president will see happening quickly. So that's what I want to say. You know, they did not say 14 that are not in the constitution. He said that, I think that was a slip of tongue because nothing that is not in the country is supposed to survive in the country. Anything that is not in the country's constitution that the country does not survive, it's not supposed to work. It's not supposed to go in the country.
So what are you? So what are you correcting? So what did I say that you're correcting here?
You said 14 are not in the constitution. I think that word was not the right thing to say. It's not 14 that are not in the constitution. What you say?
Emmanuel, give me 5 seconds. Emmanuel, I don't see. Look, what I say here, they're not everything in the constitution, which is true. This asset recovery is not in the constitution. So that's why they give the power to the president, executive power, and I said temporary. I said even last a year. The asset recovery not in the constitution. Hey, brother.
Anything that is not in the constitution.
Bossman.
Don't say that.
Bossman.
Don't say that in the constitution. Don't say it.
Bossman. I'm not talking for you. You're not talking for me. It's not argument. And I say you're trying to correct me. I'm only saying there's not correction. Not everything in the constitution. Even the interpretation of the constitution, not in the constitution. The interpretation of the constitution is not in the constitution. Don't go there, brother. When I say something, I know what I say. The interpretation of the constitution is not in the constitution. I know what I say. When I say something, I don't just say something. When I say something, I know what I mean.
What makes it a constitution if it interprets?
So talking for the listeners, people.
That one correct me for because they
interpretation.
They play for educating people. You don't.
Emmanuel. The reason why you go. The reason why is, Bossman. The interpretation of anything is not in the book, in the written. Interpretation is also of it. Written are just simple thing for you to understand. The reason why Supreme Court is there to interpret, to tell you say this is what it means. They use the wisdom, they use the experience to interpret what it means. So that interpretation is not in. It's just like commentary. When you're giving commentary of something, that commentary is outside. You explaining what it means. Brother, I know when I say something, I know exactly what I say. But since you think correcting me, no problem. Let's move forward. Let's go ahead.
I think if I should listen to both of y'all, I think it's y'all kind of saying the same thing, but in a different word.
Amy, anything that is not in the constitution, anything that is not in any country's constitution will not survive in our country. No country will allow anything that happens that is not in their constitution.
Let me ask you, Emmanuel.
So,
is asset recovery in the constitution?
No, let me just ask you to that.
What kind of argument is that?
Yes.
Let me ask you to your point. You say anything that is in the constitution cannot survive.
I swear, okay.
In the constitution, nobody who fought the president or the government should be elected to offices. Why were they elected to offices?
Nothing in the constitution says anybody that fought the war.
It's fairly. It's there. So people that create war, that brought war against the government, it's not in the constitution that you're not supposed to survive.
No.
They elected them. They're not supposed to be electable for election.
It's not in the constitution, it's in the.
What are you talking about? So the same constitution in America get here. But even in they say you fight against government, you say yeah, they will deny you.
But Mr. David, even in 1997, Constitution was suspended for the election.
Yeah,
that's why they call it. That's why they call it independent election.
It was also the Constitution.
It was suspended. 1997 election. It was special election. What are you talking? That's why people were not voted. It was based on propositional representation. But Amy, go ahead. Go ahead, Amy.
97 people vote.
I didn't say people didn't vote. I said people did not vote for representative because the election was special.
But
the Constitution.
Voting for representative or not in the Constitution. Representation. They were proportional representation. The higher band up to 1997.
No. People have been voting for representative.
What wrong with the guys?
They're going election. They voted for representative. Subsequent election from 2005, 2011, all the time,
You
2017.
said
They didn't vote
before
for senator.
1997, right?
Thank
And
you.
the 7 they suspended the constitution because they thought chancellor will lose. So
Okay,
that the
so
reason they say don't do proportional. That what United Nations brother had there. But when they did a proportional, chancellor almost get 98% of the vote. So they not even
so
count all the vote. They get
okay,
chancellor so the other opposition can get lay
so
representation.
1985 election. Go look at election. 1985 election. Did they vote for any representative? in
Yes,
1985?
Ellie Johnson rejected her post. She was senator.
How early?
Elected from
How early
Montreal
became
County.
senator? How early became senator?
They were
When they got
voted
talking
her
so?
as senator.
What about
Listen, you know how to do it. You know how it was done. The political party, you go on political party or ticket. The higher number represents that particular group. Prior to 1985, the president
So
used
what
to
happened in 1995, 2005? That the higher party again?
So, Mr.
What happened to the PDC job we are? They don't put that in.
He said what Emmanuel is saying is that before 1985,
No, before 2000, before in 1997, I said before 2005, before the election, they were not having election for people. They were having
before
political party.
2005,
The political party that win the highest carry the votes.
from
when? From when that thing happened?
From
Before
1847
right.
to 2005. He said there was no election for
Amy,
representation.
do you know that I got email not elected?
No, this is what they're asking now. They say anyone a senatorial seat before during those government, right?
Yeah.
So how did she? That's what they said. So if there was no election for that, how did she win that seat though?
It's from the political party that she represented.
Which political party?
They all the party that Councilor Fanny Sherman was on. The Liberian Action Party that later formed part of the Unity Party. She was on that party ticket.
So the party made her senator. She did.
So that the party won Montreal County?
No, let me.
It's the party, yeah. Now Jackson F. Doe, who won with Doe?
Liberal Action Party. You're talking about Liberal Action Party.
On that party she went.
But that's not true.
Do you know
do some research on that.
Do you know that up to 1980 there was no election in Liberia? Do you know that? Up to 1980, we used to have primary. In the primary, we never used to have elections.
But they have one political party system.
Todman was not voted for. Even Tobert was not voted for. He was alone on a party ticket. Go and read it. Go look for the African database election and read about Liberia. We never had elections. We never had elections in Liberia for 107 years. There were no elections in Liberia.
But they were one party system.
What they got talking? So good.
One party will have several parties, but whoever win the primary becomes the president of Liberia. That's how it happened. That's why the two party was still in power. So
the two party win a primary on two party, and the DCD win a primary on DC. So it means that two presidents, okay?
Let me explain to you. There were no elections.
I will explain to me. That's what it is. Because it's primary. So you have to political party.
This question, I can break it down. So
ask a question.
My question here is,
yes,
you said there was no one party system. There were two party, there was DNC, and there were AAP and EDP. Let's say all of them win a primary. So who is the president?
Okay, thank you for the question. Anybody who wins the two parties primary becomes the president of Liberia. No other political.
So what about the other political? You said the other political party were
yes, they were only campaign, but they never voted against the person who win the primary. Todman was never opposed. William V.S. Todman was never opposed. William R. Tobert was never opposed. Go to the 1977 elections. 1977 election. Go read right now on your.
So what was the point of having other party then?
That's the problem.
There's no primary for them too.
Listen, Amy, let me explain it to you. I'll show you. I'll share the website where you go and read it. People can't start campaigning from the beginning. They will campaign. Time for them to go print the ballot. Then they will all go endorse one person. They will all campaign from the beginning, but time to print the ballot.
They all go endorse. One person they will not be on the ballot. No, one person will be on the ballot. That's how Todman was president for 27 years. He was unopposed. After Todman died, when Turbo King, Turbo first election, nobody went against him. He was alone on the ballot. Go find any election database that tell you say that person went against Turbo, that person went against Todman.
Okay, don't talk about Samuel Doe.
Let me just come in, right?
Samuel Doe election, nobody went against him.
It was Samuel Doe who changed the constitution. That's why Samuel Doe introduced multi-party. You don't know? Well, I thought
he introduced multi-party, but he still rigged the election.
Very good.
But he said there was multi-party system before Doe, but nobody opposed after primary.
Labrador was a member. I explained to you, Labrador is a multi-party state. But when after Stephen Allen Benson, when Todman came to power, every time they go for elections, they can't be on the ballot. They will make campaign for the parties. In fact, one of the person who refused to move from the party, who said, no, I will not endorse you, and got killed, was D12. The one D12 got killed because D12 refused to get off the ballot. He said, you're going to vote against Todman. Go and read it. Just go to African database and read it.
Let me say, let me come in, right? You see, when we come on the show, I don't think we really come on the show like trying to prove a point. You see, the issue of you want to correct somebody, right? You know what you call. I remember on the very show when I said SKD was suspended on that job where the brother just wake up. Now it's not true. I think before I could even finish, Toure was on the show that night. Toure check it out. Toure said no, it was 2022. I didn't even bother because sometimes I feel when we sit down on the show, people listening.
Hey, my man. That is not true.
Hey, my man. You were talking, I listened to you.
Was suspended because
yo went back. That was not what I said. I said he lied on me. I can correct him. That's not what I said.
Oh, okay.
My man, you were talking, I listened to you, right? Yes. Right on the show, right on the show.
Don't tell me. Don't say what I didn't say. Say what I say exactly. If you don't understand me, I'll clarify myself.
My man, I thought you would give me a chance.
Then you'll clarify.
Yeah, I thought you would give me a chance to talk. Right on the show, when I said SKD was suspended under President Weah, Brother Emmanuel said, that's not true. It was under Ellington. Before I could even finish, I didn't even bother because for me, when I talk for people, when I'm on the show, people they're listening, people watching. I'm not only talking to you and myself. We're not only talking to each other, we're talking to the people that are listening. That's what I know. And it is true. So Toure said, oh, no. Toure check it, said we were 22 on that way. So I didn't even bother. When I said on the show there, that look, the all in Liberia, we all believe that all in Liberia. Has the government ever announced that the country got all? No. The brother argued with me on the show. That's not true. So I left it. Look, the issue of the Constitution, the reason why we have Supreme Court, this is just simple thing. The reason why we have the court is there to interpret the Constitution. That interpretation of the Constitution is not in the Constitution. That's why when the court come up with the interpretation of the Constitution, everybody will argue, oh, this and that, because why? That interpretation of that Constitution is not in the Constitution. So for you, this is just simple thing. They're not even require argument to say, oh, the interpretation, everything. No, everything is not in the Constitution. That's why the power of the Constitution give the president the power to form executive order. Executive order should be confined with the law. That's why the asset recovery, there's no way you in the Constitution where you see asset recovery. It's not there. Because why? The Constitution gives the power to the president to form executive order for a year or so. I even said it. Then the brother just came out and said, no, that's true. There was nothing that you said that sound like a correction. And on the issue of the Constitution has been suspended many times. 97, the Constitution was suspended. That's why we have NEC, National Special Independent National Election. That's why senators, representatives were not voted for, because we just from war, it was a post-war election. That's why the International Committee considered it. They will not require argument. I don't see the issue of you just correcting just because you want to correct somebody. I don't see the need.
Okay,
seriously.
Let me come in. As everything that you lay out, you started with the SKD, then you went to the oil, against the constitution. So let me lay that out. I'll give you a chance. You said the SKD was suspended on a judge who was a full-body president. So I said, for me, I blame Ellen. Because if that stadium was up to standard, they were not going to suspend him. But because they were not up to standard, that's why he was suspended. It just happened that it happened on a week.
That's true. It said it's suspended under Ellen. Torres said that's not true.
No, stop that. That's not true.
Melo, move on, man.
No,
move
you
on.
lied on me.
Okay, I lie on you. I don't probably lie on you.
I said I blame Ellen. So
I lie on you.
Amy said what? Amy said if we could not blame the past, he shouldn't be blaming we are for.
Emmanuel, I lie on you. No problem. Don't move on. I lie on you.
Why you shouldn't blame we are?
No, I lie on you. He said I lie on you. No problem.
No, let's give me a chance. Because people listening to us, you gave false information just now. I said I blame Ellen for the suspension of that particular stadium because she had the money. She could have built the stadium better. If that stadium was built before we had become president, they were not going to suspend it.
No problem. I lie on you.
But
that's not even true, Mr. David. Look.
We have
a senator.
Emmanuel, you think when you're talking, I can correct you, but it's not necessary. The issue of every time somebody tell you want correct it, and you're not even correcting it, I can want correct you too, but it's not necessary. The issue of every time somebody tell is like you take somebody like a rivalry every time you want, you're not correcting me.
Okay.
Just get it up, you're not correcting me.
No, but you are allowed to do that, Morris. If the man giving
no, but listen, I allow him to talk. He refused to let me to talk.
What forum?
He spoke. I listened to him. He said false information about me. I'm trying to clarify the false information about me. He's not allowing me to talk to show that he actually don't know why.
I sat down and listened to you. You go ahead, talk.
You can't even remember what happened that day.
Go ahead.
He said, under the full-body president, the student was suspended. So I said, for me, I think the student was suspended because he was not up to standard. It's not because even the time we came, in the first 3 years that he came, he was not going to build a stadium because the stadium was not built. So the argument was only a year. He said he was suspended. I said he was suspended 2021. I think and said 2022 was only a year, but I said for the suspension of that stadium came from the country, came from the past administration because they did not build it. The reason they suspended that stadium was because we never have seats. The bucket seats were not there. We never have electronic reader with ticket. So because of those things, that's why they suspended. So we are not even going to pay in a short time. That was the first thing.
Our argument was flawed anyway because
right. The next thing
he didn't know about it. He who the full-body president. Why didn't he do anything about it? But anyway, go on.
But like I said, before and they build it for the reopen it. If we're not building, I'm going to be reopening. But because you build it, the thing they're trying to do it for you reopen. The second part I had to do the oil. We're not oil we're talking about. I said the things we have in Liberia, the British will get in Liberia. How I talk about the Wurukisi, I talk about the Jida Mountain, I started talking about other mountains, how the countries, how we were rich in mineral and we're still begging for crumbs. And he, Mr. Kasama, came and said, that's not true. What kind of mineral getting Liberia? The government announcing it. And I think one other guy came up and said, no, we got mineral in the country. He backed me all that day. And I came out, I think 2-3 days later, and I said, oh, mentally for state me. Yes. So I did not say, you are not oil we're talking about. I did not talk about oil. I think about the kind of mineral we get in our country. I said the worth 18 billion. I said the Jida Mountain worth 12 billion. And he said the figures that I was putting out, they were just assumption. There's no proof to that. That was the argument we had on that one. The issue of the suspension of the Constitution, I never opposed the suspension of the Constitution. The Constitution was suspended by Doe. When Doe came, when he became president, he suspended the Constitution. When after the war, we had to suspend the Constitution because we were not having a structural institution anymore. Everybody came from war. Everybody was warring faction. Even the National Army began warring faction, almost. So because of that, that's why the Constitution was suspended. I did not oppose any suspending Constitution. I never opposed it. And that's why our general, the armed forces general, the chief of staff was a Nigerian. Because you just want to have a foreign chief of staff unless you suspend the Constitution. And those things were
they're not the reason. They're not the reason.
I mean, let's move on, man. Let's move on.
The armed forces reason.
Let's move on.
Not the reason. Because so they dissolved the army. They dissolved the army because they consider the army to be a warring party. That the reason they
Exactly.
dissolve the entire army.
Exactly.
Now, what did I say?
No, you say
No,
they
no.
suspended the constitution because the army, the Nigerian men began to
No.
understand.
I said they suspended the constitution because we never
They're
had
not
any
for the
institution in
army.
place.
No, me don't move.
Hey,
Don't
listen
move,
up.
man.
You did not understand me. Let me clarify.
He
I'll
didn't
repeat
say they
myself.
suspended the constitution because of the army.
No, he made example that one Nigerian man become general. Keep a
No,
star.
listen to me. Listen to me. JPM, people, right? What I'm going to say, so that you don't misquote
Mama,
me. I
Mama,
said
Emmanuel,
the constitution was suspended because even the army, I said after the war, all the institutions were broken. Even our army began warring fashion. They were not national army. So they had to suspend the constitution so that even the person who will head our country's army was a foreigner. And you cannot do it without you suspending the constitution. So when they did not suspend the constitution because
That was the reason.
They were not
The reason the army men become the chief of staff or whatsoever it be called, there were no ranking officer at that position. Because when the army was dissolved, everybody was ball proudly. There was no ranking officer to reach to a general.
Okay, so Mr. Davis.
Yeah.
If they are not suspended the constitution, was it going to be lawful to have somebody else from another army to come and be the general of the Liberia's national?
Why they didn't do it to the police? Why we still have police director? Was the police director? Were the police not fighting the war?
Were the police part of the war in fashion?
Was the police not fighting the war too?
You asking me? You the one telling me said they will consider army to be war in fashion.
The reason they did it for the reason
they consider the police to be war in fashion at the time too.
No, Ellen Johnson did that because she was being protected by foreign international. She don't want it for them to just take army man and say you're general. No. They want it for after some time before they start giving rank. Before the president start giving rank to the army. But then when they get to the army personnel, they never even fight for it. They didn't do anything for it.
Okay, so maybe you're not understanding. You're not understanding, Emmanuel. You're not part there, right? Emmanuel, the Constitution was suspended at that point, right?
It was not suspended for army. I said it was not suspended for army. It was suspended for special election.
He didn't say it was suspended because of the army. That's not what he said.
He made a statement that the reason he said
even the police were dissolved. Even the police were dissolved. All the armed forces.
Were already suspended at that time, right?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, but
so the Constitution already suspended. That means the president can go ahead and do things outside of the Constitution. That's what he's saying.
But Morris said the thing, but you're not agree with Morris.
Never said that. He never said that the Constitution was suspended because of the army. That's not what he said.
So he said that the reason we have foreign national as a chief of staff.
No, but
the reason we have Nigeria as a chief of staff,
Amy, in 2003,
the first thing.
Amy, in 2003, the armed forces were suspended. The armed forces were dissolved. And when they say armed forces, the military, the police, the immigration, every paramilitary group, they are all called armed forces. That's why on armed forces day, you can see the AFL, you can see the immigration, you can see the National Fire Service, you can see the police. When they say armed forces, all the forces that are recognized to be carrying arms in the country, that's what they call armed forces. The armed forces of Liberia were disbanded in 2003. That includes the military, the police, everybody. Go check it out.
Let me ask you a question right there. Then why we still have police director, we don't have chief of staff?
The police
you see, already dissolved too. Why do we still have police director? Why the police director was not coming up?
Emmanuel, the first thing.
I said why the police director was a Liberian and was not foreigner too.
How is he supposed to answer that?
Because the army was dissolved, everybody was dissolved. He said the whole entire country, everything was dissolved.
The armed forces of Liberia were dissolved.
Then why we still have police director who never had chief of staff?
Who was the police director in 2003?
2003, Chris Massacre.
Was the police director in 2003?
Yes.
Let me tell you, according to 2003 proclamation, go and read it. the armed forces were dissolved. The
So, but
armed
Police,
Emmanuel,
police director of Chris Masakwe.
Emmanuel,
Yeah, but
yeah, go ahead. Answer the question.
yeah. I'm not asking. No, I'm not asking question. That's something I want to say. I'm not asking question. The first thing, look, that's what I say. I will not sit on the show and say there's no mineral in Liberia. I will not say that. The argument that day was that mineral in the country, even Liberian get all. I said all these things are assumption. We are assuming. I said even myself who here, I believe that the country got all. But is it something that anybody can run with? Because the government have not announced that the country got all. I think the young man came on the show that day, so the country got all. I didn't even bother. I didn't pay no too much attention to him because I said what I said and people listening. And the idea of correcting somebody, look, you cannot superimpose your understanding of things on somebody, because when we sit on the show here, we're all speaking for people that are listening. If I say something, people that are watching, people listening. The AFL, what brother David saying, the AFL was dissolved because it was part of the crisis. They consider the AFL to be part of the crisis. That's why it was dissolved. We could not have chief of staff because why? It was a new army. They were creating an army, new army. On the issue of the police, they were just creating, bringing new police. That's why by the time Madam Sally became president, Munasie became the first police director, the lady. So it's the two different cases. It's a quite different case. It's just what Mr. David is telling you. But they are there of you always want to superimpose, like you want to superimpose the way you see things on people that just are see it. Because other than that, we'll be on a back and forth, I'm correcting you, correcting me. You can't only say, she won't correct me. I say, okay, you said, I listened to you, you said, I came back. Then you still come back to say, no, it's like, you still want me, you still want to impose your understanding of things on me. We can't have a intellectual conversation, doesn't go that way. I just wanted to say that.
Let me correct something quick.
go
Let me
ahead.
just correct something quick. The Constitution before the 1976 or 86 Constitution, it had the same function of government. They didn't change it. They had 3 branches of government when you read that Constitution. They had their equal power. They had people how to elect representative and senator. They never said they were appointing them. In that Constitution, the old one. Even when those changes, they still carry the same thing, 3 branches of government. They never say one branch of government, you can appoint the other people. They didn't say that. They said they had equal power when you look at the old Constitution. They were not suspended. So I don't know the history this brother is giving or whether that's true or not. I will make research on it. But according to the old Constitution, when you read the old Constitution, only few things they changed between them. They had House of Representatives, the age is going to be, and the age is going to be a senator, and the age is going to be a president. They had the same function, all of them to do back check and balance. But they never say the president in the old Constitution was appointing every representative and every senator. No, that's not true. That's not true. It didn't happen that way. And the same Constitution, when they revised it, Amos Soran and other revised it still carried the same mandate. How to elect the president, how to elect House of Representatives, how to elect senator. It was not by you going on, I can call it, then they let you, then you appoint people. No, that's not what it's saying. The only time we had different form of constitution was during the Chancellor administration. They do it during Chancellor administration because they feel that when they do it, under the PRO, what kind of system they use, the United Nations wanted to use that as a matter, Chancellor will lose more manpower in the House of Representatives and House of Senate. But when they go try it, they didn't count all the vote. Because they can't count the vote, nobody can get anybody there said to represent them. Chancellor committee all.
I mean, so there isn't a theory there.
Hey, you understand? No, that's not a theory. That the proportional representative, when they did it now, Chancellor won the election at some %. So they will say, our Liberian people, That's how the people now know that Liberian people were not correct. It came and Papa will vote for you. Say, really? Because when the local A actually they prove what they said. He came and Papa will say vote for you. That's the vote chancellor.
Well, I don't know why people keep using that thing and being hard on Liberian people. At the time, what are you talking about? People did not want to go back in the bush. People
No,
sick and tired. Listen, now let me finish. People were sick and tired of the war. People wanted it to end, and people had to believe that if Chancellor wasn't going to win, that's what I heard, that they were going to go back to the bush and do all of this. And that's what they said. People were afraid. That's why they were saying that, and that's why they went and voted the way they did. And the whole country was not even open up at the time, according to what people had said. People couldn't go across Banga area, then all Bonkan area, all other places then to campaign. So it wasn't a fair election either way you put it, and people was afraid. That's what I heard. So I don't know why you keep sticking on it.
To correct you on that, United Nations was fully prepared to arrest Chancellor. They don't
know that United Nations been prepared a whole lot of time. A whole lot of time. People did not want to go through that, and I believe that. When I heard it, I did believe it.
They did the police and going Sierra Leone. When they disarmed the RUF, there was no way police and could go by in the bush. That's the reason they had an election. Police and law election. They wanted to talk what they call. They had to grab him for war crime.
Mr. David,
they wanted to do the same thing in Liberia.
You do know that now, but how many people knew that at the time in Liberia? So
a lot of people knew because United Nations were everywhere. There's no way Chancellor could fight.
You can't just
there was no way he could fight. He even lead the city. Chancellor couldn't lead the city. There was no way he could fight because UN were everywhere in Liberia.
Well, that's what they said.
You know about 18,000 manpower.
That was said.
United Nations had 18,000 manpower.
Every time I talk to people, that's what it said. It was. People were scared to.
People were not scared. They voted the way they did.
You don't know that, Mr. David. You don't know that. You can't talk for people.
Let me what the topics you have on for all to talk about. Because we're talking here, I try to correct it. It made us to start going off. Let's go back to the topics we're discussing. You have topics. We're talking about the climate.
We actually. I know, right off on topic and talk about every other thing. Yeah, well, actually talking about that, but what I see is that this is a place that we all sit and talk, right? It's okay to, to say, to correct things and stuff if we feel like that's what made the conversation more something. It doesn't mean when the person correcting you, they're right. You can also debunk what they're saying. You can also challenge.
That person's opinion.
Yeah, you can go ahead, you can challenge it, you can something, but it's not a assembly moment. But that's what makes it, kind of like intellectual, like you was saying, like Bureau Forum or whatever. It's okay. There's no harm in that. I don't think there's any harm in that, and it's okay for people to have different views, on things, and people can say, like we all come here sometimes. CDC people come here and say stuff. Other people come here. Unity Party people come here. We that support the rescue mission, we know what we know. When we hear that something is not true, of course I'm going to say something about it. They say, "Oh no, and this is what happened. This is what happened." That's what it is. It's not about teaching moment or somebody know better than anybody. So I just don't want us to have that something that's what minor thing. But anyways, I think we actually kind of exhausted the conversation with that. If you do our closing and something. We forgot. Is that yellow that Emmanuel? Emmanuel loves Georgia, but he's wearing yellow. That's cool. We'll take it. But he gotta get his blue on top of it. You celebrating our yellow machine? You guys can go ahead and end up with the yellow machine, something, and let's do our closing from it, Mr. David. No, not yesterday, Morris and myself, we have from our yellow machine conversation. So,
yeah,
you said I was blind. Let me cut you. Let me get you right there. You said it was blind. There was no yellow machine coming. You're one of those people, and it cut you right in the face, Mr. Davis. What do you have to say for yourself?
Thank you very much. I'm now acting Emmanuel, right? I
What
never
does that mean?
listen. I never said there will be no yellow machine. I said until I see them, but I never said there will be no yellow machine.
Yeah, you say it's blah. Is that
No,
I
I
see
said
it?
blah.
Doesn't
I said
matter.
until I see them. It's not like blah. So say I see them now, they're not blah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I said until I see them, as you see before I believe. Then
Uh-huh.
you're calling me Doubting Thomas. I said, yeah, I'm one of the Doubting Thomas until I see before I believe. So I didn't say that there will be no yellow machine. No, I didn't do it at CDC. CDC people were kidding. I said, when yellow machine come, we'll now be on the program. We will not say anything. We'll not say no, I'm not behave like that. I'm a straightforward talker. Say, and I see yellow machine now. Congratulations to you people in the party. I always bring the bottom one I remain because I 185, your bro. It's going to be 285, right?
Who you?
You know the party, AR.
Well, I'm not United Party. I'm a rescuer.
Okay, rescuer AR.
We'll go AR.
You know the AR, the new technology?
Yeah, but why AI gotta be added to my supports?
That's what I'm saying. AI adding to your school.
I'm a rescue missionary. What is the AI coming from?
Yeah, because I say when I saw yellow machine comes, there will be quota throughout the land and Bible. That's what I said.
Oh, you watch and see. You doubting again, Thomas, but you watch and see. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do your closing with that.
I thank you people very much for bringing some of the yellow machines, not all. I still need to see the balance one. And thank you people.
Well, everything ain't fit on the ship now, so
I congratulate the Unity Party for bringing those machines. But my condition with those machines here is how you, the rescuers, send people for training to see how they will be managing the yellow machine.
Oh, don't worry about
I
it.
think the people are going for how to change a blade, how to change a track, how to change the oil, how to change the thing. How many government people send them for training for those companies that were producing the yellow machine? That's one of my major problems there with those yellow machines. Not just bringing part of care iron, then later on we sell it buying container for recycle. That's not what we want. We want people to be from wherever the company is to train people, manpower, to train about maybe 2,000 people to know how to manage the yellow machine. Because those yellow machines I see there, they get all the county flare on them, all the county get their own every bit. The 285 yellow machines I will count. When it comes down, I saw Bongani, I was happy. I saw our excavator, I saw our other stuff, everything I saw there. Our truck, we had 2 trucks. I saw it. One for flashing water, one for taking fuel. So I saw all that one. So I'm very happy you people brought our yellow machine. Let's go to the Cloud Foundation. What we want in this Liberia is peace and unity. We want peace and unity. When it comes to Cloud Foundation, I don't want people to say, we support Cloud for stealing. We support Cloud he shouldn't steal. We support the one other one. No, let the law take its course. The law is the law. They will not kill her. They will not do it. Because some of her husband was playing for $1 million. She never had one foundation in the breast that I can even call her. She had nothing in the breast until Georgia became president. And that woman denied herself citizenship of Liberia. Up to today, she's still using foreign passport in Liberia because she don't want to be part of Georgia. So later on, maybe we'll start investigating her as a foreign national, taking government money to build this structure. We're going to go after her deeply like that. Because she used Liberian passport to travel, she was only using diplomatic passport in the sub-region. When she came to America, she put out diplomatic passport one side. She was not using it. She used her passport from America. So we'll go after her for a lot of things. If I was there, I tell her that the other day, I'd say you people, like other fuller people that was sending over there doing that thing, if I was justice minister, all of them coming being gay. Because they lie to the people that they register, they do this thing, they didn't get no registration. Even our AB Commandment, former police director that call and say, and the people bring that, they say the people lied to him. He get nothing to prove. They lied to him. That the reason he came on air and made an announcement that people bring a registration, he went start to the justice ministry for the longest, that people never attended it. They didn't come with a notice, so he had press conference and the people lied. They lied to him that they had the proof, the evidence, and it was established. And the time
When did he say that?
Ebi Kuma.
When did he say that?
He said on Spoon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said on Spoon. He said the people lied to him. He said on Spoon that the people were registered 2011. Later, they didn't know. He come back the next day. He said he's sent out to Justice Ministry, waiting for the men to bring a document where they did the registration. All around them, they didn't find it. So the Justice Minister said was through every command to have been locked on that day. I was locking up. People will talk about I was locking up. Your many Justice Minister Liberia will be strict. Let me tell you, I will not waste time.
No, thank you.
I'll go with my plan.
We'll
If you say you saw anything kind of country, you're going to jail. In fact, that asking how bad you will never do jail you for it.
Thank you. Emmanuel?
Yeah, thank you so much.
Oh,
Concerning
by
the
the way,
mission,
they had, I'm sorry, man, the head of that group that came in, I think he said, wrote an apology to the
The what?
librarian. He kind of came out with an apology letter or something like that to the
The head of
government
who?
and to the group that Mr. David was just talking about. So maybe that's why. But go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, the yellow machine is a good idea. It's good for Liberia. But one time I was listening, and I heard my brother Morris telling me, Mr. Nothing has changed. Some of the things, yeah, some of the things I was saying is good. It happened.
You said out loud, so maybe I'm Morris was saying that.
Yeah, the reason I said, before the war, if Mr. Kasama and Mr. Davis were older at that time, they would know that there was something called rural development.
You know,
Listen to a person. No, I'm not saying
they had a
I'm not saying
Ministry of
older
Rural
than-
Development.
I'm not saying older than them. I said if they could remember at that time, if they were old enough, they could remember.
Yeah, they had Ministry of Rural
There
Development,
was something called
15th
rural
Street.
development. I mean,
You're on
rural
15th Street
development.
Ministry.
So rural development is the same thing that President Bouaka is reintroducing. What rural development did is that all the county had their own yellow machine hub. Every county in Labrador had their own yellow machine hub. So that's the thing the president is reintroducing, which is good for us because guess what? At that time, it could help bring most of the goods to town. You know, people still used to plow most of the streets, most of the roads in Labrador during the rainy season. So it's a very good thing that we're going back to that system where everybody's going to have their own machines. So I welcome it. No matter what people say about it, the only thing we should do, thank God said that we establish a management team for that, for those machines, they will manage them, it will be good for us. Because one of the things we are not good at, Labrador is not good at managing things. That's why you see all our Google horses in Labrador, you don't see the beauty out of it because people don't take care of them. They don't paint buildings, they don't clean around the buildings, the streets just that kind of way. Moreover, should be one of the funniest cities if we actually put cleanliness first, we put management together. So I think that's the president only one in your past, bringing the machines and not just bringing and dropping them, but you bring management that will manage them. I think it's a very good thing, and I must employ that. It's a good thing. The issue of the Club Maria, I said, when cases are in court, all the lawyers use the remedy that are provided to them by law. Sometimes it may sound like a delay, sometimes it may sound like they're hiding something, but once that is provided by the law, let them go by it. I'm not saying they should keep going from one court to another and waste time to not even know what the truth is. But if they feel that going to the Supreme Court will help them, let them go ahead. If they go to the Supreme Court will tell them whether they are right or they are wrong. Because in laws, technicality, it can be the lost good case. Okay, so what technicality mean what the technicality that people can be looking at in law? Just say your child come from out, right? And if somebody say your child insult, and you say, oh no, my son can cause. Even when you say my son can already start causing. Guess what? Even if he caused wrongly, even if you are right by causing the person because the person oppressing, but the father start proving himself that you You say you don't want to park in red there. So in law, when you make any mistake, you might be right, but that one mistake can make you to lose the case. So the way you see lawyers always run to Supreme Court, run to the one, because they want to find one mistake that they will not waste time to sit down in court all day paying lawyer and paying people. So some of the technicality we should allow them to play out. That's how our law is. Until we change it, let's live by it. That's what I say on that. I'm not supporting any side. I'm just supporting the law. What the law says, let's go by it. And I say again, we shouldn't only respect the law when it favors us. Whether it's against us, it's for us. As long as it is the law, let us continue to abide by it until we change it. So for me, that's all I got to say on this thing. Because these are two topics we'll talk about. Thank you so much for the time. We hope to be back tomorrow. Labrador is the only place we have. You can even live anywhere. They play the post and you back tomorrow if it cause problem at Labrador. Even I can not 2016, I'll go to Labrador. The government was sitting in the same seat. It's a Kenyan. 2016. There, he asked me, who are you? I come and he said, what country you come from? I said, I'm from Liberia. So, oh, Joe, we are country. I said, yeah. And I said, what's about you? He said, I'm from the Obama country. We don't get your Obama. So you're trying to say Kenya, you know? So even Obama was president in America, Kenya was still celebrating. So if even your children become American and they become president in America, they will still celebrate. Liberian will still celebrate them. So Liberia is the only thing we can't run away from Liberia. So we'll always talk about it.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good show. Today my birthday. I didn't get no gift from the night exchange. The night exchange news. But however, look, yeah, when we finish, you will send that gift.
Birthday to you. Happy
You will send
Happy birthday.
Wait, hold on. Which is today? 25th?
Yeah,
No, wait for it.
24, my man. Let me close, my man. The 24. The chief host.
My daughter's birthday on 24th too. Birthday to you. One of my daughter's birthday on 24th.
Oh, I see it. No problem. The chief host will pay that fine. Will pay for everybody. See, no problem. But anyway, look, when we come on the show, we don't come on the show to position ourselves like expert. We do our best to just say things that we know, we believe in, and we know it is what it is, because we know that people who watch the show, there are people that why they don't watch the show live, they come back later to watch the show. All us here, we're on a learning curve. We're not expert. I don't have problem you correcting me. But when you say you're correcting me and you start a correction on false premise, I will not take it. I will instead tell you, say, oh no, the correction you're giving me, I think I think you actually need correction. Because you see, and there's a good thing about having sometimes some of the conversation. It's cool. So we all can learn from out of it. Because if you try to correct me, I say, oh no, that's not it. The fact that you're trying to impose it, it's like you're superimposing that your understanding on me or probably on the conversation. That's not how it should be. Look, when I say the Constitution, not everything in the Constitution, it is true. Because the people that wrote the Constitution, they don't know everything. The Constitution was, they make that Constitution for today, tomorrow, and the years to come. So they didn't know what will happen tomorrow, what will happen 2 years, 3 years, 10 years. They didn't know that. So that's why they did not put everything in the Constitution, and almost every Constitution like that. That's why they set certain group of people together. They call them the judiciary. You people are there to interpret this Constitution, just in case something happened tomorrow or something happened today. These are just simple things that you don't even have to be lawyer to understand. These simple things. The interpretation of the Constitution is not in the Constitution. That's why the lawyers are there, the court are there, the Supreme Court is there to interpret. That's why when there's an issue, there will be argument. Everybody will bring their point. The last bus stop is the Supreme Court. They will say, no, this is what it means. All the argument you're making, this is the meaning of this. So for somebody to say, no, I'm correcting you, everything in the Constitution, it's just actually beat my imagination. I don't know whether it's just the idea, let me just correct a guy. No, sometimes when correcting, take your time. I don't have problem. We're all learning. The executive power given to the president, so that there are some things that the president, if the president see it right, good, The president can put that team together. That's why the power, the constitution give that power. The president can come out today and say, no, I formed the agriculture committee. The executive order there. That executive committee, if you look in the constitution, you will not see anywhere that say executive committee should be formed by the president. It's not there. So we don't have problem with people correcting, but just know that when you're correcting, if you start your correction on false premise, I will tell you, say, oh no. And you can do the same too. If I'm trying to correct you, if you know I'll say, you know what, let's move on. So we'll come here every day. It's not to prove that we know everything. We're learning. In fact, we can learn. On the show, I've learned a lot from almost everybody. I don't know whether somebody have learned from me, but I've learned a lot from people because we're all learning. Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah, we'll come here every time. We'll have the time to come here. Good to be here. Thank you, guys.
I learn from you all every day because with the argument that you're having about the Constitution, what I got from there, you guys were both sounding the same. You were saying the same thing. It was only being worded differently. You said that the Constitution, everything is not in the Constitution, so the executive order is given to the president. Then Emmanuel said that executive order is given to the president to do things faster. To me, that's the same thing you guys are saying, because it's not the access recovery thing. It's not in there something. So it's in order to set up a whole ministry, go to legislature to do all of those things to get it done faster, which is not in the Constitution. Then that would be what Maurice is saying. Then to get it done faster, that would be what Emmanuel is saying. Executive order comes into play. So I both of y'all, to me, both of y'all both correct.
Amy.
So
when I brought a phone there, we never have 14 counties. The Constitution says the legislature should create more counties. Even though it's not in the county, it's not in the country that have 14 counties, but the power is given to expand it. So anything that is happening that was not in the Constitution, it should be within the constitutional ambit. They give the president the authority to act, to do things, but those things must be within line of the Constitution. So when they're not in the Constitution, it's like it should be within line of the Constitution. Don't do anything outside of the Constitution. Then it's not the law. And I hope I'm clear on that one.
He's still confused. He's still confused about the whole thing, man.
This is
but
what
it's all right.
was saying. The Constitution, and with that, said it has to be in the Constitution.
Absolutely.
That there's nothing that say the president has the right to create a access recovery thing or something like that. So that's where he deferred with you. But like I said, both of you, to me, when I listen to both of you, it's sounding like because on the part that president has right to do this, and you say the faster to be done, the faster way.
That made my son sounding the same. That made sounding different for me. We're not sounding the same.
Those sounds like the same because the president has
the right recovery is in the Constitution by concept.
No, let me do my closing to them.
Look at in here you say by concept. That mean I was not sounding the same. Yeah, go ahead, Amy.
To set agenda. If answer recovery is the president agenda, the authority for the Constitution says Amy.
So the concept is interpretation, right? And you say concept, that's interpretation, right?
By concept, yes. That the authority given to the president to set his agenda.
All right, no problem. Yeah, let Uma go ahead. Hey, brother, no problem. It's just simple now. Let Uma go ahead.
So I want to forget my whole closing. Yeah, keep me off track for my whole closing. So yeah, in access recovery, I think we should all be happy. Now, this is a precedent that has been set, right? This is something that never happened before. Big people, according to the way we sound in our country, big people do stuff and they get away with it. They've been doing that for a very long time in the country. So if an administration now, if we have an administration now that say that we are holding people accountable, right? Don't you think that would be something that said that the one that are there, who are there now, they'll be doing the right thing because they don't want the next group that will come after them to hold them accountable the same way that things are happening now too? That's something that, people, it should be something that everybody embrace. Now, nobody's saying anybody should wish on anybody or whatever, and that's not what is going on here. Claudia, like we all said, she was the first lady of Liberia, and she never had any of those things there before she became first lady. And she was giving money from the budget, taxpayer money. So for her husband to leave office and then she said she had something private, I think it is right that the government can go into the, well, how is this private? What happened to those monies and this and that? And so to want to look into that. It's not something that you will come say, oh, because you accuse me, so I'm a role, so you prove it and so. That's not the same here. So I don't know what they're going running around that call head chicken and everybody in Liberia has become lawyer these days. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm seeing it like it's not the same thing because I know how government works here in the United States that I live and grew up in and got to know how things work. When the United States government coming after a business or coming after you, it's not the same as a personal or private citizen both suing each other. That's not the same. So that's where my argument comes from. To say it's not the same. The United States, the government can ask you for anything. Like we'll say, oh, okay, for example, IRS. Say, oh, you did your tax wrong, Mr. Emmanuel. Did we find something not right on this paper? The amount you put here looking too much. You don't want the IRS to be the one to go. Somebody tell IRS, well, then you find it. Something you accusing me, and IRS can write you and tell you to provide documentations. You would tell the IRS and no, you gotta prove it. You don't want to say I'm stealing and things like that. It's not the same. It's not an individual case or something like that. That's what I'm saying. So for it to be assets recovered, established, I should say, by the president or by executive order to do these things, and then when they're asking for documentation from somebody, you say, oh, they can't incriminate us, so they can't incriminate us. Nonsense. Pure nonsense. That's not what it is. And then you, this entity, and you say you did everything right. This is your own something. If somebody come after you and try to put a stigma on your business, you've done everything right. Don't you think I will be the one to be flashing? Yeah, here's my something. Here's my account. Here's my this. This is what I something is. This is not. It has nothing to do with your government money and so and so. But you studying it and go chasing in right hole, and then you going to court to try to block it. That alone shows, unless you want to be blind and in denial, but that alone shows that something fishy is going on somewhere. That's what I'm saying. Because it shouldn't be something that you should be jumping and talking about government should be the one that, if the government want to do something that, I'm pretty sure the assets recovery has something. But it wants you saying that because the asset recovery came up with something different before they even subpoena those papers. So I'm pretty sure they have something. And they are telling them, and they say so and so, and they're telling them, okay, you provide so and so like this to compare. It's not like, oh, they're telling them to incriminate themselves. Why should it be incriminating if you're doing everything right? If you provide papers, if they're asking you to provide paperwork and you provide it, why should it be incriminating if you're doing everything right? So it's not the same. I'm just saying, I'm not a lawyer. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. That's your problem. But it's not the same. And all I'm saying that I'm smelling something that doesn't smell right. That's what I'm saying. And I think everybody, not just the assets recovery, not any other entity or any other government official that they feel that they go after that something is wrong, as long as they're not doing it illegally, they are doing it the right way, they are not witch hunting anybody. I'm happy for that because I think it's setting a precedence for even the ones who are there now. If they go out of that something and think they have arrived, guess what? You will not stay there forever. Or somebody else will come after you. And this is how country progress from there because we never had it before. They just want somebody to set that, to just start it. And everybody start going after that, and go in and the footstep of that person, and they all start doing the same thing. And this is nothing that has to do that should be that somebody or my party or my own political leader or a wife or my sister and so or my party leader or my sister and so. No, this is for every Liberians that we always said people will come and rob the country and get away with it and they will not be held accountable and nothing. So if it's something that is starting now, all we all should be advocating for is fairness. It shouldn't be because you want to get somebody, I got you. No. It should be that there is something there, that you really know there is something there, and that when at the end of the day, that person will be caught, and it's something not because you want to go after somebody or humiliate somebody or because you don't like somebody. I think that should be there. It's something that we should all be preaching instead of trying to stop everything. That's all I'm saying. And with that, we said thank you for watching and thank you for coming. Share the show and continue to share the show. What is their robot? I always have to come in here. For some reason, the CDC robot don't like me, and I don't. What I'm doing my closing is you were celebrating PK going to jail. Let me see. I seen the last comment. Because I don't even be paying no mind. But watch that. How he equipped this to PK going to jail. Oh Lord. Everybody has to support their own what? Devil. That's all right. But this has nothing to do with PK going to jail.
Samuel 22 had the same issue, right? What is Supreme Valley?
Oh, his issue was that, oh yeah, I did it. But the president immunity is covering me. Say what? So I shouldn't be held accountable. I shouldn't be prosecuted.
And the court saying that's not true.
The presidential immunity does not cover anybody else but the president.
The president, right? So
how the hell you rob Ronnie Simon because of his seats? You play politics with him. You did all of that. Then you got the audacity to stand here and talk about presidential immunity. What about Ronnie Simon? Should he claim that too? If that was you already said a precedent on Ronnie Simon. You see what I mean? And you see what I'm talking about? Setting a precedent for the next person that will come. You already did that to Ronnie Simon. So guess what? You falling for that too. So you cannot hold Ronnie Simon. You held him accountable. He spent his money. He ran his campaign. His people voted for him. He won his seat. You played politics out of it because you wanted him out of there. You went after him and said, oh, yeah, he's a thief. He did this. When you know he did not use that money to do anything to himself. It's just the way that it was done. You say, oh, it's criminal. It's this, that. And you did what you did to him. And then you got the audacity now to want to claim that. What about the other dude? He didn't have that too? So this is what I'm saying. It's a good thing. The next people that will come, guess what? They will be going after Wakawina people too. And that's what we want to see. If you find anything there, go after it. Go for it. Then that would be something that everybody, when they go into public service now, they will be careful because they know that after service, it will be something that come after you.
All right.
Thank you, everyone, for coming, for chit-chatting with us, discussing Liberia. Jeez, I mean, I think the Liberian woman discussing Liberia 24/7. I love Liberia. I enjoyed the campaign so bad. That was so much fun. That was my first time ever, Emmanuel. I said I am never missing it again. I had fun during the campaign. I had fun. I wish I was there, but hopefully I'll be there the next campaign. But I was in America and I had fun with it, so I love talking about Liberia since then.
During the campaign, they kicked me out of the show because I said that day, I said, we are in Puaka, end of them win Labrador, and be different. They got very say our artists to be different.
Nobody kicked you out. Everybody was on there talking the worst about Puaka just because you said that.
They kicked me out. See you so took me out that night. I begged him to put me by. He didn't put me back. Since I know how to change the joint again until recently when he put me by.
He took you off?
Yes. He came out that night.
I know people, maybe Nelson was on there that night because he never said one or two times. That was it. Nelson wasn't there that night because people said the worst thing ever about white guy using curse word and everything.
For me, I know on there a Puaka we are presidency. I said we got plenty of people to follow, but people say wow comparing we are in Puaka. So that there. One other guy used to be.
Maybe you said that's what it was. It was a coincidence, but I don't think so because it was a lot of people on there that was saying the worst thing about Boakai.
No, I think for me, why I'm just saying.
We were saying the worst thing about George we had to, so that couldn't happen.
I think why he took me from there for it was not because of what I said, but because my background was dark. He wanted to.
Exactly.
I was sitting in a car and my lights were not on, so he came on and took me from there. And since then, I know how to change the job. Every time I call Nelson, you say, We'll get through with prayer, we'll get through with prayer until I got there, I just left.
Mm.
But not because of what I said, I just joking. But that was the last thing I said on our show. Since then,
Yeah, brother said, yeah, that couldn't have been it.
no, not because of what I said, I just joking. But I was
Yeah.
the reason you told me for that because my Bible.
Mr. Davis, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Mr.
You
Davis.
know, say happy birthday to our brother, yo.
Exactly.
I said,
Happy birthday to Morris Kasama.
No, we get content power here. We get content power. Anybody not tell me happy birthday, we owe you in content.
We'll go visit for you.
Brother Murray, happy birthday. I wish you God blessing.
Thank you. Thank you.
All your whatever that in your mind now will come to pass.
Thank you.
The good one in.
Powerful prayer. The good one. You know, you know what? You know what happened a few days, right? I think 2 or 3 days ago, right? This guy myself were together, very close friend of mine. So he wanted this Chamo, bad way every time he finally means to talk to the guy. So luckily, this guy decided who's on there telling us, luckily this guy decided to get his number. Yeah, myself together. Can I have your number? Yes, oh yeah, can I have your phone? So he gave his phone to the guy will put in the number, his wife called.
Oh, snap.
And the phone in the woman hand. And the message with my lovely wife. The woman just turn the phone by saying, you already have your lovely wife number saved in your phone, so you can have it. The man was so pissed, he was so bad. So I said, you know what? That lesson for you to learn. Next time, just tell the person, then I said, give your number, pull it in. Don't give your phone.
You didn't tell him that. He shouldn't be taking nobody's number when you already married.
What you mean? What you mean, man?
What I mean? Are you serious?
Oh yeah, but I learned that lesson you from that day. Myself, I learned that lesson.
It was social issue.
Just take the paper. Just tell the person to write the paper. They write the person number. Or then I say get that when you pull it in. Because if the phone in, hey, you could say that somebody else calling.
Terrible.
And then they give you a phone to somebody. If you know about phone, there's a way you can do it. No call will come in until the person give it back to you.
Yeah, you can do it. You can even do do not disturb. The call will not come. He gave me put the phone do not disturb, but I mean that day he just missed that. He was so bad. I said, man,
Go through all that for what? Because you want to do illegal stuff.
No, it's not illegal.
It's not illegal.
It is illegal.
In Liberia, you can marry up to 7 wives.
Look at it, man.
Why did you marry your wife?
The people culture
Why did you marry your wife, Mr.
Now, what I say, if I come and marry my wife tradition.
Okay, so that's not what you said. You said you marry up to 7.
But with all that, I'm still a tradition.
You're saying La Propos can get up to 7 why it's not wrong. It's true.
Where?
Liberia can get up to 7
You're saying
wives.
Liberia again.
I mean, when Liberia you can get up to 7 wives.
Even your former president, Taylor have 4 wives. Taylor have 4 wives, legally married.
Who?
Married wife.
Who have 4 wives?
Taylor, your former president.
Taylor looked like somebody who was doing the right thing because he married his wife in the church. So why would he get 4 wives? He didn't marry her traditionally. So why you're coming here using him as a testimony to follow? Because if that was traditional marriage, if he was something, then that's a different thing. But he married
in South Africa. What's Jacob Zuma in South Africa? How many wives are you having?
I don't know who that is.
What's our Senegal president currently? The current president in Senegal. How many wives he got?
I don't know him either.
Even Swaziland.
I know Charles Taylor. I know that he married Joel Howard Taylor in a
they got Aisha Kone. They got what women in Israel? They got I think they got 2 women. 2 women.
We got Joel Howard Taylor. That lady from conference I stay with him where he said. What is that name? That lady was with him in Calabar.
Yeah.
That conference that Gigi Rawo get.
But Liberia got customary laws. Traditional law. In the Parliament chief, then the village get 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3.
Well, you just said the
Okay.
Parliament chief, right? We're talking about
For,
Chancellor got
for,
married in the church.
for
He,
me,
he shouldn't have. If he was somebody who was following the laws and not depending on his guns,
That's law.
he would not do that.
That's law. We got a Western law and we got traditional law.
I don't
Yeah,
trust.
well, you cannot put the Western and the tradition together. You have to say he wanted to be Mr. Traditional. He saw the marriage of Howard Taylor
Okay,
tradition.
then what do we have
And
chiefs in
marry the
Labrador?
rest of them traditionally. Then
Okay,
you can
listen.
complain to the Parliament chief in the village. But
Okay,
you
if me
can't go
ask
to church and marry somebody, then you come and you say you
I
put
do
your
how to
Let
say
me ask you.
to be that way.
If you say Philippo Weston, I come here, Mr. Davis. If you say Philippo Weston and customary law together, then what do we have chiefs in Labrador? We don't have chiefs in the Western world.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have chiefs. I would not have chief if I
But the
was
thing is,
how they call it. I wouldn't have no chief. You want to
do you know
be.
that traditional? Do you know that traditional wedding is accepted in Labrador? Is a law?
You're not getting what I'm saying though. Traditional wedding in Liberia. Okay, how does it work? Does it mean do you have to get married in the church and then you go ahead again and get married to another person traditionally? Or if you're doing it, you gotta marry other than traditionally. If you call yourself traditional,
the law in Liberia has passed on Ellen. The first wedding is considered. So if you do a Western,
exactly.
No, come in. Me explain to you. If you do a Western wedding, if your first wedding is Western, you have to live by the Western law. That you have only one wife. But if you have a traditional wedding, then you go by the traditional law. Any other person you marry.
The thing I'm talking here, it sounds like let me talk like my King George. It sounds like popcorn popping out of my mouth. That's what I'm saying. He marries this woman in the church, right? Then he said he called himself traditional man. No, the hell he's not. He's a 419.
No, when Chancellor was giving Dakmanani, he already had Eckley Reed Taylor.
Right.
Mr. Davis, spare me that
and he had 2P Taylor. And he had
those wasn't his wives. Stop that.
Yeah,
Those wasn't his wives.
These are his wives. They were calling them bodyguard.
Well, I don't know about the two people. I know that Agnes, I heard that was his girlfriend.
2P Taylor was his first wife in the 80s.
Right.
When he was DSA director. 2P Taylor.
Were they still married?
No, they divorced before marriage to Joe Howard.
So what are you arguing with me? This man was married to Joel Howard till the 80s.
But Joel Howard demanded wanted a church wedding, so he demanded that Chancellor divorce 2P Taylor because 2P Taylor was the same.
You don't stop that, man. It stopped.
No, it was
the same. Would I chance to somebody, Joel Howard Taylor, to go tell to divorce somebody and then you were with her and married to be other wives, like you guys are saying? If you listen to her son, he had
Amy can get married 2 times. I'll go Westing.
Westing, you can go
Westing.
I know that, but that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. But you're not listening.
In the Westing,
if that
you marry first. In the Westing, when you marry first. In the West, when you marry first, you have to cancel that first wedding before you marry the second one.
Before you marry
the customary law, you can marry anybody. That person can be your wife. You can marry as many people without canceling any of them. So that too. Yes, and the law recognizes.
If you yourself a traditional man, then you can go ahead and marry you can marry other than traditionally, right?
Right.
You can live like the king of the jungle, the village chief, whatever. But if you have went into the church and married somebody, and you come and you talking about I'm a traditional man, the hell you're not.
Well, traditional wedding can be held in church too. Hear me? Traditional wedding can be held in church too. Traditional wedding can be held in church. It can be held in court.
What kind of traditional wedding is that?
I wanted a traditional man.
You're too confused in our country. There. What kind of traditional wedding is that?
It's a law in our country. It passed. It's not about law.
No, you're confused in our country. You're confused.
It's not confused. We don't respect our culture. We don't keep our culture as well. It's not being confused.
No traditional wedding is supposed to be held in the church. What do you want to say in the church?
So you never go to church?
Traditional wedding is tradition. Western wedding is Western wedding.
So church can traditional.
Technically.
Traditional wedding is tradition. Church wedding is church wedding.
Then only go church wedding. You get Western wedding.
Western wedding, whatever. And what they had a Western wedding?
You can have it
That's
anywhere.
Western wedding or
Like
into
you said, that's what we call church wedding, right?
You
yeah.
can have it anywhere. You don't have to be in the church alone. You can have it anywhere. Why if I'm not okay? Let's ask Mr. Customer. Let's say for instance, Mr. Customer not going to church. When you get married, you should go to the church. All come can get
He was a
married.
Muslim man. He married as a Muslim. We get a Muslim wedding.
That's what I'm saying. So we don't have church wedding. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Customer? We don't have church wedding. We can have you can decide to have it in the church. You can decide to have it out of the church. It's called Western wedding or customary law, customary wedding. So it don't tie religion to it. That's what I'm saying. Because men can get married in
Well,
the
that's
law.
I'm saying that's how they call it. That's the some people say church wedding. You never heard that before?
But we're wedding. Like, bro,
Yeah,
white
what wedding, church wedding. I heard that. I know a Western wedding, but I just said that
yeah.
because people said. And
I
so,
see your
Our tradition, man. I marry one in the church, the other rest will be out of the church.
Mr. David, how many wives you got? One?
I get one permanent now and some substitute and some on the bench.
well, weapon when you try that people ain't gonna be making him food.
I get permanent and substitute that I'm not on the bench.
Amy, I noticed something. I noticed something. You look at it, man can wait for a woman to move away from the radio thing and come on the show. Yo.
No, after work.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I smell blood. I smell blood that made blood for that woman the last time. All the picture there was. It was just sending all the picture there. I say, wow.
My ex-wife was blocking. When my ex-wife was putting in divorce, I was also going on the other side to get married.
So you didn't waste time.
No, I wasted time small to make water to get clear. You know, when water dirty, or you can make it dirty because you want to drink some.
I mean, like writing to do. You not do your hair and hair.
So I waited.
Depend on she alone too much. She will bluff it too much.
I waited to apologize.
Wow.
Or Mother King, they will
What am I
apologize.
listening to here tonight?
My Mother King will apologize. Right in America, yo, I say I don't want to leave my wife. My wife is my wife. I don't marry to divorce. She was on.
But you were doing things to divorce.
No, I didn't do it. That time I didn't know my wife. I didn't know my wife. That when my mother left from here, my mother then totally get tired. Like how now the brother divorced for me to sign by force. They brought it to me. So when I signed it by force, that's how I went. I got my own lawyer. So all my lawyer pleaded for, we must divide all the property equal share because when you're getting divorced, nobody's going to leave on. They got to be balanced.
Mm-hmm.
So I told my lawyer, you know what I want? I said, what? I said, I want my life. That's all I need.
But you are not taking your life.
You know what I'm saying? I want my life. You know, when you're playing soccer, the guys are playing visiting down the bench. Some of them,
there is something else.
yeah, but traditionally, I can marry any woman now.
Could try now. In America, try.
When I go America, when I want to do it, I can go Africa, I do my thing, I can't say that. What they do to me? How about American men, what they care, where are they never that church? Where are all the women there? What they do to him? You do nothing to him. That good church to Johnson.
I see you. I gotta wake up in the morning.
It's very painful. All the thing you talking here, work on what I generally you see jumping.
I will not jump, I can't jump.
Okay.
So by 1997, when I signed that divorce paper, it was still going through the process. Because my lawyer asked for a certain specific time for the wedding to be ended. He said because he didn't want me to commit suicide. So where's that lawyer? He said that lawyer, you can't check on me.
Oh, you were hurt bad. Okay.
Yeah, I was hurt bad, so they can't check on me. Because they were thinking I was preaching out of
I understand.
something. So they can't check on me. I go to my mom went to Africa. He said, I get somebody for you that's special. So I went, they had 7 different of them. I interviewed.
Yeah, Western had a village getting on dance, so see we should.
No, they were not there from the village. They were in Banga Central City.
So they have 7 lano for you.
Yeah, for me to investigate among them.
Wasn't getting the village?
That dance they can do in Nigeria to see who you will marry. Yeah, so we had our dance. So everybody dancing with our star.
Yeah, I'm make cry
Eh?
tonight.
I told all of them 11 my one. But because I had not traditional wedding, so I decided to go the thing that way. Like how I got one. I married her I married her. My divorce went through 2018. After 2018, I engaged the one I wanted. Because I was waiting for the law to take it cool. Because in America, the people can have some funny questions. There was a lot of funny questions in there. Why you left your wife? All the one in the question in there. They want to know the lawyers I'm gonna take time because they will ask me some of those questions. It was this reason we wanted to get divorced. So now I say I will not put in the divorce in that my ex-wife put it in. I didn't put no divorce in, no matter what she did to me. I didn't put divorce in. So when that thing happened now, that time the point there were plenty now. So that's how I married one. I married one by 2021 from 2018.
Mr. Davis, the time
But by 2021, my wife was already in America.
I see.
I talked to
They say the time chief hasn't arrived.
I'm a Republican. I talked to my senator. I went and talked to other people. I influenced them. I went to the office. They go to the embassy in Liberia before they go to get my wife visa. No interview. Plus two of them are here.
Yeah, Mr. Davis giving you a code.
See you.
I'm a Republican. Not the whole people.
He said 7 will line up. 7.
No, yeah, there was 7. I thought there was 7.
Go.
I wanted to add Brendan Norwood, brother. Where is he?
Ray J, what Ray J?
The thing what Ray J was doing, what I wanted to do, or flip. Your time is up. When you finish loving to you, they say your time is up.
This man get on my nerve. This man gets on my nerve. All right, traditional people.
Good night, guys.
Traditional woman.
You want to sit down there, yeah? When they say somebody say
I'm a followers of Christ.
You from
each man to a woman and each woman to a man.
You from Gibby County where you all let medicine business. When somebody say one marriage, you must say no.
Amen. So Christ. So when you get married, were you not follower of Christ?
I'm a follower of Christ.
The wise man in the Bible are 100 wives. The wise man.
No, I'm asking if you have more than one, why you not follower of Christ?
No, you're not.
Then you are follower of
Bible said a man to a wife and a woman to each man. They say each man to his own wife, and that is no fornication, no adultery. So don't come here and can't tell me say you did this, you did that, so that means you're follower. No, you're not.
Oh, you mean forget about that thing?
No, you can forget about it, but I can't forget about it.
Why do we still reference David as the God of David? Okay, he had more than one wife.
King Solomon.
Mr. Davis. So when David was doing did God instruct him to do the things he was doing?
Amy.
No. Answer me.
Yes.
The guy instruct David to do the thing that he was doing?
Yes.
No.
Why is it
I see you guys, man.
This conversation is over then. Because if you're not being honest with what's going to happen.
No, the question was no. But let me tell you this.
And that's what the reason why God said David was after himself, because David's always repented when he did his wrong thing. He knew that he did something wrong. He went and repented. But it doesn't mean that he never felt for the
But he said what
happened though. He still had he still felt the consequences of those things that were done.
And Solomon became a wise man. So maybe when I married far away, some of the children will be the
all of those things wasn't in the God's. Why you think God something in the earth to bring on a whole new generation on all of that? All of those things wasn't into God's plan. That's what Jesus Christ came to fulfill the law or whatever and something. So y'all don't come here with that, y'all. The only Bible y'all know the side that can please the man.
No, let me ask a question. Why do we still have the God of Abraham? Why do we still have the God of Isaac? Why do we still have the God of David?
Because I just tell you why. David did wrong. David never something. David repented. He always did. That's why. men, I mean human being now. When I say men today, they justify their wrongdoing.
No, it's not
They try to
justification.
tell
Let me
God, oh
let
no,
me
they
tell
try
you.
to twist the Bible or twist the Quran, whichever way you worship. They try to twist it to suit their own little,
Amen. Let me tell
wrongdoing.
you. Let me just tell you my own point.
What
The
is your point?
Bible, we try to interpret it based on culture, and that's the problem we have.
That's the problem
The
you
Western,
got. Exactly.
the Western,
That's the problem
the
you got.
Western people interpret the Bible to fit their Western culture. The African will quote interpret the Bible to fit their culture.
That's
So
not true. So
it's
there's
not true.
nowhere there that there's two different understanding in there that telling you say the Western culture saying marry one and the other culture saying marry 20 women.
So why did the
Where
Bible
in
start
there
with
that where is the African cultural part in there? Show me.
okay? Let me see. Amy, when the Bible started, it read from the book.
Let's go to the New Testament. That's the reason why there's a New Testament, because the old ones were not doing this.
Okay,
So
but no, you're not answering my question for now. If the old one passed away, we're not supposed to reference it. Why do we reference the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob? They are all Old Testament.
I see you guys met tonight, please.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
So we're doing Bible study. Let me enlighten these boys.
Now. Amen.
Let me enlighten these
When
boys.
God made creation, God created man.
I
God
know
never
that.
created woman. God made woman. He never created woman.
What does that mean, Mr.
But God created man.
woman.
When woman came into the garden, women begin sinful. Woman brought sin
Okay, we're not
on
talking
the
about all of
planet
that.
Earth.
We're talking about marrying and not marrying. We're not talking
I'm
about
not hearing
Genesis
you. You mute yourself. I'm not hearing
1
you.
verse 1. We're not talking about Genesis 1
We
verse
don't hear you. You mute yourself.
I'm hearing her. Are you the one not hearing her? I'm
You
hearing her.
muted yourself. Something wrong with your stuff. See that God muted you?
I'm not hearing you.
I'm hearing her.
Because you say something wrong,
Go and
so
come back.
God, listen, amen. God
Go and
says so.
come back. You can hear me? Can you hear me, Mr. Davis?
No, he can't.
Can you hear me? Go come back.
God censor your ear because you talking something that.
Amy, we shouldn't make the Bible sentimental.
Why you keep talking about sentimental? We're talking about sentiment. I'm telling you what I was in the Bible when I'm giving you things and he said sentimental. What I gotta do with my sentiment?
Okay, give me it. I listen to you.
What I gotta do with my sentiment?
So my question that I asked that you have not answered. If we should forget about the Old Testament, why do we reference God of David, God of Abraham, in the past?
What do you mean? It doesn't mean that you when they say forget about the Old Testament, it doesn't mean that people what should I call them, God figure or whatever figure then I came in. It doesn't mean you should forget about them or whatever. Is they things that you can learn from that wasn't good, that you can learn from to do better, that what the Jesus Christ came for, and something like there's nothing there that you will forget about them. But you can say, "Oh, Abraham was the promise, whatever God." Hold on. All right, you can hear me now.
Yeah.
Are we still on that show? Oh my God, we here. Social and Bible studies. Anyways, I gotta go in a few seconds to go pray. But anyways, my prayer line is on now.
Oh, okay, then we'll go pray. Go pray for us, yeah.
So, yeah, but I mean, so it doesn't mean that you can't know the story of Abraham, the father of faith. Doesn't mean that because the Old Testament, so that mean you can't know this is the generation that person that you came from, and things that happened back then. It has to be a story that was told or that is told, so you can know from there on. It doesn't mean when they say all things are passed away, it doesn't mean that they're talking about all bad things that are passed away. So when we talking about what is the name? An eye for an eye and stuff like that. So then nobody will be living. Everybody will be gone. If we still talking about the place that when you went to confess, right? Where they had a rope on your waist and stuff, and then like if you went there and you were sinful and you never came back, your body will be hauled out and pulled out and something like that. I mean, who will be living in the world today? We are all sinful. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the things. Then so you can say, oh, we can't reference David, then we can't do that. No, you talk about those people. They have faith or things. Then that David had faith. David loved God, but his flesh was also in a way. That doesn't mean those things he did was right, but he always knew that he did wrong to repent. That's why God said he was a man after his heart. He didn't do it, and the people that Mr. David did saying, "Oh, I'm gonna have him out married, and so I did it when he was old. Forget about I go up in the no." You have to acknowledge your. It doesn't mean he never got punished in some of his wrongdoing. He did.
During creation, God made man in his own image. He never made woman in that image.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Well, God.
The Bible said God made man in his own image. You know
that means man and woman. He's not when it's
no, not man and woman.
No, Mr. David.
After making man in his image,
Mr.
that how he put man to sleep, and according to the Bible, he took one rib bone of the man and made the woman out of that woman.
You're
then
not
that woman was in the garden of Eden. She was passing all around looking for things to commit. That has Satan pregnant her. That's why she her first son was
I pray you not because any pastor to anybody. Because you will be giving in the wrong doctrine. You're not listening though. When it says man in the Bible, it doesn't mean that calling it sex. It means human being.
No, they say woman.
God made man in his image. They tell you said it's sex man. No.
Listen, I come here. Amy.
He was created after the creation, after the 7 days.
Mr. Davis.
Yeah.
God created man in his own image. In the image of God, created he male and female.
No
that's
female
like man, you're not.
Let me go read the scripture. That's what it says.
No female was there.
It's not for the male and the female.
The animal kingdom, you create both male and female in the animal kingdom. They're not on human kingdom. When a kingdom human being, he put Adam to sleep and took one of Adam's red bone and filled woman out of it. And filled woman out of it.
You know that, Mr. Davis, but it doesn't mean when the Bible said man and he's talking about female and male.
No, they said after creation, after 7 days, when God rested on the 7th day, which is the Sabbath day, and look at everything was good.
Read Genesis 1:27.
Genesis 1:1. I will start with Genesis 1:1 to Genesis
1:27.
Where is it? What 27 say?
Genesis 1:27 says God created man and woman in his image.
No.
Oh.
That Genesis 1:27 cannot identify that scripture.
Let me see if I can find this out.
That's why, Mr. Davis, you should be a traditionalist because you don't believe it.
I go through the Bible. I read the Bible. I understand the Bible.
You can't nitpick. If you're reading the Bible,
God created Eve after the creation, the 7 days. After the 7 days, God created Eve.
So what does that mean? What does it mean? What is the thing?
You see, women are bad set of people. They didn't want me off.
I gotta go because I don't.
They didn't want me off. She's bad today. We're doing all kind of things. Because when they brought woman in the garden of Eden,
wait a minute, are people like you. You can be David. David I don't know why you got that name. David
you know.
Listen, David will own up to his wrongdoing and repent and go to God for forgiveness. But
so I can't repent.
Y'all will go and blame somebody else. Like
I can't repent.
That what you're doing right now, blaming woman for your sinful nature.
But a woman brought sin in the world.
For what you do, you blame a woman for it.
Eve went and got pregnant for the devil. That's why you see the first child Eve born, he was demolished. He was devil.
What scripture said that
was the devil agent?
This is not part of
he loved the snake, the devil.
This is Bible you're talking about.
He loved the snake, the devil. He became pregnant. That Eve first child is called King.
Father, forgive him, for he does not know what he says.
They called Eve first child King. He was very wicked and bad.
Good night, y'all. Because when they like to get rid of
who was King? King father was the devil. He was devil, so he was thinking the way the devil was King. King father was not Adam. King father was the devil, the woman that the man that virgin last Eve, which was the devil.
Wow.
Who version are Eve? Can I the devil?
You answer another question. You go.
No, that's it. I'm not Bible.
You.
Who can study the Bible, we can go deep into it. I ask one question. Who version are Eve? The time the version are Eve begin pregnant. With king. The high she born king. I was the king was wicked. Very wicked. Because he was product of wickedness.
Wow.
The high came, brother, because he was not product or Adam.
I think it's time to go to bed because Mr. David, when you get distracted with me at that job.
No, nothing. This thing is not again. I'm not saying anything. But when God created man,
How did we even get to the creation of man and woman? We were talking about marriage here, and you just jumped the whole gun going to something else that we weren't even talking about.
Well, Emil.
Anyways, let's say good night to the people.
When any tradition man want to marry you, you better agree.
I better agree. Turn off
You
fire.
better
You
listen to
in
me.
Jesus' name.
Women have 3 stages in their life. 3 stages.
That's what you said.
From 18 to 15 to 25, you decide who you want. Who you want. From 25 to 35, you ask your first question, who want me? From 35 over, you say anyone. That's when you're going to get broker. You're going to get someone that can be your drunker, smoker, that the anyone stage.
I reject that in Jesus'
name. Anyone.
African mentality that you got in your that
That's African mentality.
Women supposed to be the back. They're supposed to be at the back and quarter.
The time you were young. You think that small fan you were fan. That's what you deciding who wants
Mr. David, so you tell me you think you got preference to choose who you're supposed to be with, but I don't.
I didn't say you don't have preference to choose.
No, you now at your age.
Uh-huh.
You think if your wife was in there, you have a preference to choose. You have the right to choose who you want to be with.
Because
but
I want to be with one
female, in your African mind,
I want to be with one person. I want to be with one person I can choose.
Oh, but I don't because I'm a woman. You still look like a spring chicken, but I don't in your mind because you're a man, right? And that's the mental. No, that's what you're believing.
No, we're not believing that. Don't spoil men. Men
no,
are very
all men. No, I did not say all men. Some African men. That's your mentality.
Not only African men, all the men in the world.
Mr. David,
yeah.
Don't complicate this thing.
Some men.
The point that we're saying here for me, which is real.
Mr. David is a case in
the issue of marriage. The issue of marriage in the Bible is cultural. The issue of marriage in the Bible is cultural.
Cultural. Okay.
It's cultural.
Like the Western people and Japan marry now.
But the issue of creation is not cultural, it's reality. Read the Bible. It says, in the beginning, God created human being. In his image, he created both male and female. That was
no. I disagree.
But that's what it said. Matthew,
I disagree.
Genesis 1:27.
They created female after the first 7 days.
What does that mean?
Amy, me read, yeah? Matthew, Genesis 1:27.
I want this man because he's not understanding it. Even if you create a female after 30 days, what does it mean when you say you create a man in his image?
So don't look at the 27, go down small.
Genesis 1:27 says,
no, 1:27, go down small.
Mr. David, listen. So you're saying that because God created female, I know you said after the 7 days, so that means you didn't create it in his image.
They said God made.
God created man.
So let me ask you this question. So what does create mean? And what does make
create mean? God spoke. According to the Bible, God spoke. God never look at anything to do it. But when you were ready to create woman,
God spoke and Adam disappeared.
They don't answer now.
Yeah, I want to understand what you're saying.
God never look at people like this. Say the animal that lion, the animal that man. No, God never do it like that. God spoke and said the man must watch over the animal. But after some time, God look at men yesterday night alone.
You still haven't answered me yet.
Is whom it well made. That God made.
What does creation mean and what does made me. You're telling me that God just spoke and Adam appeared.
Yes.
That's how the Bible tells you.
According to the Bible says, let there be. The Bible says, let there be.
It was, man.
Don't read the Bible now. God said, let there be.
The Bible said, let there be man, or he made man from dirt.
God never created man from word. He created
from
man
words, Mr. Davis. Yeah, you. That
no,
was
never created. Man was never created by word. Man was never created by word.
Oh, the woman was created by what? Woman was created from where?
She was also created from man. She was created with hands.
She was created from the red. They say the red bone of man, right?
And
yeah, but
what is man?
Yeah, but it means she was not created from the dead, but she still returned to the dead.
Then who is man?
Who is
man? Was created according to God's definition. You said, let there be, and there was.
There was man.
Read the Bible. Read from Genesis 1 to Genesis 10. Read from Genesis 1 to Genesis 10.
I can't deal with this dude. All right, good night, my people.
No, let me read the Bible from Genesis 1 to Genesis 10.
Mr. David, I spent all my life in church.
Listen, just read from me. Verse 1 to 10. Genesis 1, verse 1 to 10.
Let me tell you, on the mission. What I'm telling you here, there's something I learned both from the Bible and from theology. The Bible, there's never a space in the Bible God created man from word. No, it never said they were
made from dirt.
So I said, read the Bible, then the Bible is from verse 1 to verse 10.
He made,
just read that one.
He made Eve on the Adam ribs. But who is Adam? Adam is the dirt. So what does that make Eve? So what are you talking about?
I said, God said, let there be, and there was. God didn't make anything from the dirt. God said, let there be. That is why we had that establishment. You were born out of the dirt and you will return to the dirt. But read from verse 1 to verse 10. I'm even can't give me 1 minute. Let me read from verse 1 to 10.
No, I passed my
No, I beg you, please.
I passed my print.
So I want to ask you, Mr. Kasama, before I read.
Yeah.
You will read from 1 to 10, right?
Yeah.
So let me look for the Bible, so I'll read for you. Yeah? Let me read from my phone. I want to read from the computer. Let me read from my phone. Bible, where you come from?
Mr. David, you're misleading people. I hope you can teach Bible study.
Oh, I'm the best teacher.
God forbid. That cannot be.
Look at the Bible.
Absolutely not.
Genesis chapter.
Bible.
Let's read.
Yeah.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That was 1.
Yeah.
Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. That was 2. And God said, let there be light. And there was light. That was 3.
Let there.
God saw that the light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. That was 4. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, and the first day. That was verse 5. Verse 6. And God said, let there be a vault between the heavens, between the waters, and between the water to separate water from the waters. That was 6. 7. So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. That was 7. God called the vault sky, and there was evening, and there was morning, the second day. That was 8. Verse 9. God said, let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear, and it was so. That verse 9. Verse 10. This I'll read from 1 to 10. God called the dry ground land, and he gathered the water he called seas. Is here? And God saw that it was good. That verse 10. It did not tell about God made man. None of that.
No, listen. I just listened to the voice. But when you read before the 27, you will see God.
There's nowhere in the Bible is the gospel.
Let there be light and let there be darkness. It was. God never created. They said God created the heaven and the earth. So why he created the heaven way? Why he created the earth way? Why
You know,
created the
you
free
know,
will?
John's a
And why
different
created the
argument.
heaven?
That is not the
I
argument.
know, you know, John's a
I told
different thing.
you,
You're all
I
over the
said it
place.
here. Say, Amy, hold on. I said here that everything were made by God's word. But when it comes to man, he sat down and
But
Well,
when
he
you go
that's
said,
small,
just
you see that men were, you say, there, let there be men to watch over those stuff. He go down small.
Mr. Derek, you are not teaching my child Bible studies. I rebuke
I'm
it
going
in
to teach
Jesus'
them
name.
good theology. I'm
No
telling you,
way. I would not allow this to happen.
how Eve
No, my child will come back
women were the
telling me
first to
things that
start
I don't even know where it come from.
according to the Bible, according to the scripture, women were the
verse
first to start
26.
their
Verse
husband.
26. Let me read 26 to you. Verse 26. Then God said, let us make mankind, human beings. Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish
Over the
of the
fish.
sea, the fish in the sea, and the birds in the sky, over the livestock, and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. 27. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. You see that?
You need to read a Bible, Mr. David. I will send you one Bible.
He did
You
not
need to
speak
read
to
a
them.
Bible.
He did not speak man to being.
You did
He
not speak
created
man into being.
God spoke every other thing to being, but when it comes to man, he took his
He
time and created.
created them in his image, took his own time using the clay,
that's it.
dust, whatever. So,
No disagreement with it.
when's your birthday, Mr. Davis?
My birthday?
Mhm.
I wait to some more.
I will send you two Bibles.
It must be
I will send you the Old Testament and the New Testament so you can be reading.
bigger print, though.
Yeah, I will.
Mr. David, no disagreement is that people choose what to preach and not what to preach.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. People nitpick.
But even on that issue of the marriage, people do selection in preaching the marriage. They say, oh,
But where in the Bible you saw multiples?
But I just told you from the beginning.
Every animal God created them. They know how one woman.
No, listen. With that animal, don't compare to that one. Don't compare to that
We
one.
are animal.
Animal can't get married.
We are animal.
Yeah, but we are intelligent animal, not just wild animal. That device say wild animal.
Exactly. We are first class. We are some.
So for me, it's not just marriage alone. There are several other things. Even when you look at the clothes that we wear,
rule over everything in the word.
Yeah, they will call our hair, they will call our hair, they will dress, they will make farm, everything. They got lost to everything in the Bible. We're not following them. We never follow the one that we want to follow, the issue of marriage. We so focused on marriage more than any other law in the Bible. They will solo call our hair. There's a law in the Bible how you solo call their hair. There's a law in the Bible how you solo wear clothes.
In everything, there's something that's not the only thing.
No, this is the pastors are preaching on prosperity.
No,
okay, that's what I'm not into that other discussion there. I'm not.
It's not bad those people. Mr. David, somebody takes it to see a big prosper about him.
No, that's what I can say.
They make it sound like it is.
Can I say everybody that's gonna put $100 down, you will get $100 prosperity. You will get $100 something. Your visa will count. Your day one will count. You talking about that prosperity?
I know you can see in the Bible this time.
They don't even read the Bible. They wouldn't say I want to go to the church. Amen. And say tomorrow a lot of people are going to get visa tomorrow. How many visa will get?
No, it shall be given to you. It's in the Bible.
You know, like you said, everybody like to quote the Bible that suit them.
In the Old Testament, they say ask, and they shall be. In the New Testament, ask, and it shall be given unto you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. He said, we ourselves. That's why see the Jesus Christ disciple asking, Lord, the way you're talking now, like tell me leave or how should we pray? That's why you show you that prayer. Our Father who art in heaven, God teach you how to pray. But you never teach anybody to go pray for people to say, when you pray for the person will get well. That's not true.
You never seen the Bible where it said
I can pray along with you. And it was used to prophets. That prophets they used to do that thing, but there's no more prophets. Jesus Christ said it's finished and he closed it. Anybody that come after me is a false prophet.
Wow.
That's what the Bible said. Let me say it.
Mr. Kasama.
Jerry.
Proverbs
That's
11,
it, Kasama, guys. That's it.
Proverbs 11:24 say,
Uh-huh.
when you scatter it,
Mhm.
you get more in return. If you keep it, you lost
Mhm.
it. If you go to Matthew again, Jesus said the same thing.
You didn't read that part, you only read that part.
You lost it. But when you scatter it, you get more. And then you give example about the farm. You decide not to plant the farm, your rest will not get plenty.
Give and it shall be given unto you.
Yeah. So it's the same thing about it.
Amy, you hear what the man said? Amy, you hear what the man just said?
What is it?
He said you will not get one word. You will get plenty of work. That will be fruitful. Oh, measure you say the things that you say now that you have me.
I never said it as you think about giving. I'll just explain giving to you. Let me tell you.
He said when you scatter it, you will get more. When you kiss it, you will not get more. That when you want more, you will get more. You will not get that.
I don't know why I can be so about. I don't know why I can be so fascinated about men getting one. You know, in other culture.
Let me tell you.
You know, in other culture, they got a women that got more than one husband.
Yeah, I saw you.
Okay, so your thing is about every time African man. It's something.
That's what I just said from the beginning. I said the issue of marriage. That's what I'm saying. I said what I just said from the beginning. The issue of marriage is cultural. There's no spiritual boundary. The issue of marriage is cultural.
What do you mean there's no spiritual? There's no somebody did say.
I mean, I can just get fed to that. And get
because the Bible has said,
I go to put out to your uncle
wife. They restricted it. It said church leaders. If you go to the Bible, the church should have one wife. That's all the Christians should have one wife.
It's not a tradition, man.
Well, uncle, not tradition, man. I will take something from the Bible that you agree with me.
What do you think my uncle listen to somebody he don't know the Bible? You listen to somebody who don't know the Bible.
Your uncle don't know the Bible.
Gospel man into being. You think I want
to your uncle then clap in the church.
You think I want my uncle to listen to?
I'll let you go back to work.
Amy, I'm telling you serious something.
Don't make my sister start running away from you. She don't let
I can bring cool out to your people to were accepted.
You must not know my people. That's what he's talking about.
You're not divorced yet.
You must not know my people. That's what you're talking.
So I say you're not divorced yet. You stay there. Hope you and your husband will go back together.
Where are you coming from with that one there?
And they give me your good night.
Yeah, myself.